Entertainment wise,
keep going.
Saigh dropped the diss to J. Cole.
Oh, we can talk about that a little bit. That's cool with me. That's cool with me.
What else?
G asked me if it was how I felt about it. That's good.
Yeah, I don't know. I ain't been here a few weeks. I don't know if y'all talked about T.I. and 50 yet. I'm sure y'all talked about that already.
I don't know if that's conversation worthy, even though Domani did have a heater.
Yeah, Domani's nice.
Wait,
why wouldn't it be worthy of a conversation?
Y'all want to? I mean, y'all think that's like conversation worthy?
You don't think it has been?
It was on the internet. Like, I mean, like,
I think that's more conversation worthy than Saigh and J. Cole for sure.
Way more.
I don't know.
Nobody heard
like weird like
unless you really a rap fan.
It'd be like weird legends that G will find himself on.
But you only heard Saigh. You got.
I mean, because 50 not even happen. It ain't. It's like it's a very one. It's 50 gonna do what he do, trolling.
He started it.
And like that, we're back with another Unpack presented to you by the To Be Fair Show and
the GSH Podcast.
It doesn't matter how you feel.
All right, fellas, we back. The full Horsemen is back. We got a full panel today, and we're gonna get into it. A lot of AI talk has been going around, from the job loss to its help in innovation to what has now been the Anthropic versus the government. It seems like the AI companies versus Big Brother. I don't know. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a good one. Of course, we are just recently from the Iran. I forget what did Trump call it. He made a name for this war or this battle. But we're fresh off of that, so I'm sure we'll hit on that as well. But before we get into any of those things, y'all see the guys. G, talk to him.
What's good, everybody? It's G, host of the GSH Podcast, where we focus on family, friends, finances, freedom, and our future. Forget about everything else. Check it out wherever you get your pod. Search GSHPODI.
All right, and beside him, y'all see him, the host of the To Be Fair Show, third of the To Be Fair Show, Mr. Johnny P himself. What's going on, brother?
What up, family? What up, family? Glad to be back. Missed y'all last week. But, things been popping out there in the world, in the music side, and, it's beef everywhere. So we're gonna unpack it. We're gonna unpack it and get into it.
I like it. We have
Iran because Israel can fly.
That ain't the one you said. What's the one you said, Johnny?
Hey, we gotta get it.
Oh, okay, all right. All right, and so y'all see him. Our guy's back, fresh from Baltimore, fresh from the motherland. We have Black is Gold, a Black TV, the mayor of Charlotte. Make sure that y'all vote for him for re-election in these midterms. Talk to us, A Black.
The way them elections look, I might have could have won. Hey, only 38% of the people voted.
Sheesh.
Yeah, man. I've been cool, man. It's been a busy few weeks, so I'm back when I can be back, and hopefully I can get more consistent real soon.
Hey, should I make? All right. So sometimes I be wondering, what is the requirements to run for office? You ever know somebody that you be like, damn?
Well, do y'all know you? Do y'all know Samir from Charlotte?
Yeah, but Samir seemed like he has like some qualifications as a human being. He ran a successful business. He threw the bodega.
Well, first thing, you got to get a petition of like 10,000 people.
Okay.
So that's for like the general person. So if one of us just wanted to like pop in, you gotta get 10,000 people to vouch for you, signatures.
Write that down.
Let me write that in my notes. He got 10,000 signatures.
But I don't think he didn't reach his 10,000.
Oh, not him. I ain't talking about him. I'm just talking about the person I know.
But I think it's just I don't. As far as mayor, I mean, you want to know a little bit about the city for sure. You want to know about the community and people, and just can you be a leader? Do you got vision? I think in politics, you can have a mixture of somebody who's really educated and went to school for political science, and somebody who might have just been a preacher and wake up one day like, you know what, I want to run for mayor. So,
but what if you ain't never been any of those things and
you just got to file for it? You just
I've seen some young mayors out there in these small cities. You can be like I've seen 18-year-old mayors and stuff.
But then you got to have people. You just got to hire the right people around you. Like you don't got to know everything. You just hire people around.
Fill out an application and get a campaign going.
Yeah, get the team.
That Q.
Fuck it. Listen, I ain't gonna make the joke because who knows who be watching, so I'm gonna just leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. Hey, Black took it too serious. I ain't even want to get my jokes off no more.
I feel like I missed an inside joke. I feel like I missed it.
It wouldn't be Johnny. Johnny does know the person, but outside of that, yeah, we just knew somebody that recently ran for something. It wasn't in Charlotte, but it was inside like a surrounding area, and it just made me be like, huh, I know this person.
And then you also, a lot of people are not running to win. They running to build their name and
marketing.
They cachet and they promo, so it might not be for a win right now, maybe later.
Do you get paid for running for like an elected official, like a councilman?
I think you got to pay.
Nah, you doing the paying for.
If you win, you do get a salary, but you don't get paid for running.
I think our mayor make like her salary like $30K. So like
you still need a job.
Charlotte mayor gotta be more than 30K.
I gotta look it up.
I gotta look it up right now.
Come on, man. That's like 30. Man, 30K gotta be like city council number.
Look it up right now. Tell me I'm lying.
Charlotte, the mayor of the biggest city in North Carolina, making 30.
Oh no, it's a little higher. A Black.
It's under 50K. I guarantee.
Nah, I think it's like. Hold on, I'm gonna just share.
They say 65.
It's right here. It say, damn, let me try and make this bigger now.
They say 65.
Yeah, 65 right here, approximately 65.
That's still kind of low. I'm not gonna lie.
To run a whole
it's low,
city?
but you could
you gonna get it. You gonna
it depends.
Ways you gonna get it.
Your partner got to work here.
But say like buy Laos for instance.
You're not supposed to like.
You gonna back channel them bread.
You ain't got no traditional woman making 65K, and that's.
But listen though,
being the mayor.
When you mayor, you getting access.
Oh, mayor wife got to work.
Real estate development deals. So like buy Laos, she big in the real estate.
Nah, yeah, how about listen, 65K. Running the city, you got to grease my hand. Get some.
But most mayors don't make a lot. Actually, the what's it called? The city commissioner of the city, they make 200K.
Wait a minute, hold on, time out. Wait, how the commissioner make more than the mayor? But that much more. That's
because the mayor's supposed to be like a public servant of a sense, So, and then when you think about it, they ain't doing like what they really doing,
I mean, I kind of want my mayor to get some bread though. Like, I kind of want if he gonna be representing, like yeah, you
don't want him taking no underhanded deals. You don't want what was the mayor of New York City? What was his name?
All the Turkish flights.
Eric Adams.
My way.
Adams.
Adams. Yeah.
I'm on every flight to Turkey, nigga.
Nah, but first class gonna make a lot of money.
Damn, I don't want to be. Yeah, damn.
All right, so nonetheless, my bad. I steered us inside just a random conversation really quickly, but I guess as Johnny said, everyone is beefing. Let's start with some of the superficial ones, then we'll move to the real geopolitical ones. Are we? How do we feel about the J. Cole Saigh tiff that is happening right now? Saigh dropped the diss record. G, you did notify me, so I throw it to you first. What is your thoughts?
It feels like Saigh reaching for something here. That's what it feels like. And just to be honest, like I don't really like after how everything played out with the other beef situation. Like I'm not even really looking for this back and forth, honestly. And frankly, while I'm a fan of Saigh, he is undeniably one of the more skilled rappers of his generation.
Tier 1.
From a skill standpoint.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he makes fire records too. I just think that he's
got a couple. He
done wrote a lot of hits.
He's got a crazy pen. He's ghost wrote on a few joints. He's wrote a few joints himself. His projects are fire. His projects are fire. I'm not going to deny. I'm not going to deny.
Not saying he has hits, but he had well, he's written hits, but he has really good projects that have really good records.
He does.
Which he's rapping really good on.
He's just, this is one of those battles where it just don't really, it just feels like Saigh reaching up, and it's like, maybe J. Cole will punch down because that's what he likes to do, but it's just like this is J. Cole punching down. Like if I'm J. Cole, this is not worth my time.
I think that this is possibly the best setup ever for J. Cole, in my opinion. If he wants to be miracle, lyrical, spiritual, and known as, hey, I didn't do that one because it was messy, but somebody that's on my caliber as a writer, as a rapper, I don't think that anybody would say that Saigh and J. Cole aren't on the same caliber as rappers. And when it comes down to pens,
skill wise, yeah,
sure. Yeah. When it comes down to like when we talk about like rapping, what it like the actual thing that J. Cole said that mattered inside the beat that he wanted to get into, like the better pen. I think that if J. Cole, like say hypothetically, J. Cole handedly beats Saigh if he writes everything about the Drake and Kendrick shit.
I disagree on that.
And here's why I disagree. Because like I don't even like Saig's approach, because to me it feels weak. You waited until the GOAT until there's chinks in the armor, and apparently you was mad about something he said in 2018.
Wait, my bad. You said you called him the GOAT?
Hey, I said what I said. Keep
on, you done goated Cole? Okay.
Well, what are the GOATs? I mean,
he was just now recently
hey, bro. Okay, don't take away from my argument. Like I like Cole. Like he's one of my favorites. Like he's like one of my favorites. I think he's fine. But what my thing is like you can't wait until my man is like until somebody's down to kick him and then act like you big and bad and you doing something. Like you wouldn't have did that if Kendrick, the whole Kendrick thing ain't play out the way it did.
I think that's the point, though.
But to me, that's weak. If you had a problem, you should have been addressed it, and don't wait until like you see something to then like come in once he's like then drop the Fire album, and now you want to just kind of it just feels like a publicity stunt more than anything, more than just like you was really mad.
Well, most beefs. Would you agree that most rap beefs are publicity stunts?
Not to the extent like some people get mad and flash out immediately. If he felt the way about that thing, he should have said something then. But don't wait the 8 year.
Like
you said something about me hanging out with Kanye.
I've had multiple arguments with Johnny P and the guys in which they said that every time Kendrick had a album roll out, he dissed niggas. And him dissing niggas on the Future record was a part of like the shtick that he always does, whether it was Big Sean, it was him naming everybody else. It always has been a thing that he's done to drum up publicity for an album. This was an argument that was presented to me. I get that, but Kendrick also did it like he got shot at like, and then 2 months later he came out with his shit and then the beef started. So like he didn't wait 8 years. I think waiting 8 years and then after somebody take an L, somebody it's just
they did kind of wait 8 years though. This beef,
like that's a long time to wait. You was that mad.
The Kendrick Drake beef should have been on record like a while ago.
Yeah,
because a long time. Like this took a long time.
I have all your fans if I stayed conscious. Whatever Drake was saying, Kendrick was a rapper with a ghostwriter.
So from my inside knowledge, my cousin being a former VP at Interscope, and Saigh being one of his artists, Saigh's been under this contractual thing where he hasn't been able to release music, like something between him and Good Music and Interscope.
That makes sense.
He hasn't been able to put out anything,
and that's why he was just doing the radio freestyles, I guess, huh?
Exactly. And then so from a hip hop perspective, it's just like
put out a disc though. You could put out a diss record.
I don't think the diss was that scathing. I think it was more so like, I'm lyrical, you lyrical. I'm trying to get back out here. But I think when J. Cole made that apology, he opened himself up to a lot of rappers to attack. Cause it's like, either you not gonna say nothing and I'm gonna get this free promo off your name, or you are gonna say something and I'm gonna get even bigger from you responding. So it's really a win-win right now to attack J. Cole. A lot of people don't like it because, you know, Saigh, he's not as popular, he's not as big. So it's like, oh, who is this guy? Or this is whack and all of that. But from a hip-hop standpoint, this is what J. Cole asks for. Like, he's always rapping about like how he's the best. He's always making these subliminals towards other rappers, and you don't say don't
whatever you little niggas wanted. Yeah,
but rappers is listening, and if you a rapper and you listening over and over, it's like, who is this nigga talking about? And it's like, okay, you apologize, you had your chance to show you was a beast against Kendrick, you backed out, you back out again, you still kind of talking that rah. And I think from a hip hop standpoint, it's cool. I know how publicly Saigh goes get viewed as like whack, because he's not the same popularity level, but it's brave because we know J. Cole, even with the apology, he's still a lion, he's still crazy with it. And I think, you know, if you respond, it's a good thing. If you don't respond, this is part of my rollout. So he just I don't know if y'all follow Saigh on Instagram. This is all part of like a rollout. So on Friday he's supposed to release this interview talking about, you know, why he loved good music. Like, he got this whole, you know, rollout, I think, coming out to his album and stuff. So at the end of the day, I mean, I think it's cool for hip hop, man. You know, it's the essence of the battle, the competition and stuff like that. So it's all good.
But look, I'll say this. If like, you know, like, for example, you know when LL and Cannabis battled back in the day?
Yeah.
I think this will go down similar in that, like, Cole is just too big, of an artist to where he can really sun Saigh on some rap shit. Like,
he'd have to do it though. And I think that LL, like, he got more credit from like the hip hop heads after engaging in that, in my opinion. And that's all I'm saying. I think that J. Cole could stand to win this battle. And again, whether you think that it erases all the things from the Drake and Kendrick, I think that it makes him seem way more principled.
Does it move him up any all time? Like does it take him from number 3 to number 2 or 1 or anything like that?
I think that for the people that, if you are principled in the fact that I don't care about the gossipy shit, and my rappers, if they're down to battle on the lyrical spar shit, I think it completely changes like your viewing of him. And that could move him from 5 to 1, 5 to 2. I don't know, depending on the person. If you actually go against somebody that is of caliber, i.e., like the LL Cool J Cannabis. Cannabis at that time, he was Mr. Lyricist Lounge guy. And the fact that LL engaged with him, it meant a lot. Even to the hip hop.
It was hip hop. He didn't care about his popularity. It was like, you think I'm this hit making rapper, I got hits, I'm pop now, but no, I can still go back to the hip hop, and that's what LL did. And I can see Cole doing that. It's like, Kendrick is like, he felt like I was really friends with this guy. You know, I don't really got no real beef. Yeah, I be talking talk, but I don't want to go that with him. Like,
and hell, the nigga just responded to Reason. I about forgot about that. He just responded to Simba. It's not like J. Cole don't be responding to regular kind of rapper niggas.
He do. Yeah, he go respond to Saigh.
He only punched down though,
because he respects Saigh lyrically. I feel like
if you a rapper, you got
Saigh lyrically. He go respond. It might not be immediately, like Joey
Badass
type shit, but he go throw some bars at him for sure.
And I think he got the perfect angle for a nigga like Saigh too.
I mean, it's got to be lyrics, because I mean, what you go really ain't no dirt or.
But like even in NBA terms, like skill, like I like Saigh, but like Cole different though. Like I don't think he can.
Like Cole different in what?
Like I just think he just bring more as just an artist. Like I think
I think he has more hits. I don't know if he like if we just talking rapping better. Again, I'm a J. Cole fan. J. Cole probably one of my, if not my favorite rapper. I don't think that he raps better than Saigh in the sense of like the art of rapping and what rapping is. Whether we talking bars, keep like again like the
I get that, but I think he
cadence,
makes better music overall, and I think that's why he'll just win a bet. I think he makes just better music.
I think he's made definitely more popular music.
He made more popular, bigger hits, but
he's just got a longer track record of music at the end of the day. Like,
but I'm saying, but like,
see, like that's where it gets iffy because of Saig's credits do run really, really deep. Yeah, especially inside like with the good music hit factor.
Sure, but he can't. But it's like, but not from his own body of work though. That like I'll give you that he's if you give Saigh his writing credits on all the good music and Kanye stuff.
Yeah,
it's a very long list of things that he's put his hands on. Pause.
Right. But then you can go to me if you go No Church on Sundays and Black History Project. These are possibly underground classics, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree.
You put both of these
mixtapes. Yeah.
Well, No Church.
But Cole's got classic mixtapes.
No Church on Sundays, the album. And I mean, people.
Oh yeah. No Church on Sundays.
And I think that what is it? Black History Project. It's like that tweener thing, where it. Like it's not a mixtape in the sense he's jacking for beats or anything like that.
Like an EP.
I think that it was around that time where everybody was transitioning from like the live live mixtapes and the streaming to actual like Apple. But again, I think that I like Saigh a lot in the sense of like he's a rapper's rapper and he raps as good as any rapper can rap. Only person that I would say you give like half a nod to be like Black Thought or some shit like that. But like when it comes down to rappers rapping really well, Saigh is like right there, in my opinion.
He's up there.
I get it, but even in sports, there's like skilled NBA players that are like really skilled, but you wouldn't put them like above like say like a
people who've done it consistently over
like
time.
A Kyrie Irving versus like a Kobe Bryant. Like Kobe ain't necessarily the most skilled versus a Kyrie.
I don't think that's the right comparison. Kobe's very skilled. I don't think
more like Michael.
It's like more like Nick Young versus Kobe.
I think Michael Beasley versus LeBron.
Here's my issue with Johnny. Johnny shits on Kobe the most to be a Kobe fan. Like you just take
to say Kobe not skilled is crazy.
It's crazy to say.
But I think Kobe's biggest thing, just like Jordan, was his heart and determination. That's what took him there.
No, Kyrie Irving loved Kobe because he was hyper skilled.
Now look, Kyrie is arguably the most skilled player in the history of basketball.
Yeah. But Kyrie's not more skilled than Kobe. Kyrie's not more.
He's arguably the most skilled in history.
But hold on, Johnny. So
I didn't say Kobe wasn't skilled, but
you did.
Kyrie is more skilled than Kobe. He's more skilled than Kobe.
You did just do that, but there's people that argue that Kobe is the most skilled, and that's why they put him as their GOAT. I think Kyrie probably, like, to my understanding, that's why he puts him as his GOAT. Like, if Kyrie is one, Kobe's in the top 4
of most skilled players.
Yes, I don't think like this is an argument that people don't really have. Like Kobe,
my point was
Academy,
Kobe's footwork and tough shot making ability alone puts him in a class of elite skill from a basketball perspective. Even if he don't pass the ball,
Johnny, the only Kobe
just his footwork, and his shot making ability alone.
But I mean, it was a J. Cole Kyrie comparison, so I'm putting Cole in the Kobe in the Kobe spot.
You didn't have to do that though. You could have used.
But I think Kyrie is more skilled than Kobe, but I still think Kobe's a better player. That was my point.
Okay, all right.
That was my point. Where Saigh could be more skilled than Cole, I think Cole is still going to be a better rapper. That was my point. I wasn't saying like it's
a better rapper. I don't know how you judge rapping and being a rapper. So.
But that was my point. I wasn't trying to shit on Kobe. I'm just trying to say there's can be more skilled players, but there can also be somebody who's just looked at as better without necessarily being the most skilled. That was my only point. Not to shit on y'all trying to act like I wasn't trying to shit on Kobe. Well, I'm just trying to say.
Hey, Unc, listen, I'm sorry. I got a goat behind me. Y'all, which way I gotta move? Y'all see him. Bill Russell's He's not. Go look at his stats inside the finals. I
Did
think
Unc
Bill
even
Russell-
see this nigga play, man? Unc ain't that old, is he? This nigga did not
Nah, Unc
see
ain't
Bill
that
Russell
old.
play, bro.
You talking about Bill Russell?
Oh
Yeah.
man.
No, Bill Russell had some goated shit though.
he fought racism and shit. Yes,
He's got a
in
GOAT
Boston.
career. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you look at
he was the greatest player of all time at one point.
he never
Sure.
was. Like there,
Sure.
I don't give it to him.
Even
All you
before
gotta do
Jordan was there.
No, you wouldn't give that to him. If anything, you gave it to like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or some shit like that.
But pre Bill Russell was the GOAT.
I don't know that.
Over
to be
Will-
true.
There was
over-
a point
over-
where he was the greatest
I
player
think,
of
I
all
think
time.
over Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell.
There was a point where he was the
I don't.
greatest.
when he was winning them championships, he
I
was
think he
considered the
just
best
won
ever.
a lot. But then, if you look at the stats, Bill Russell was like he was averaging like 12 points a game as a 7-footer.
He was a defender though. His specialty was defense.
Right.
I'm just saying, like it wasn't his specialty. It was a different game. Hey, look, I'm not gonna sit here and cape.
They ain't have no 3-point line back then either. Though. It was
Right, but you
Oh,
7 foot
I'm not-
playing
I'm not
inside
gonna
a
cape for old
league.
niggas,
That's
but Russell
85%.
did compete against Wilt, and his teams
And-
won.
But that listen, what's Jerry West was putting up.
So
40s.
who was the greatest player back in the 60s?
Jerry? Listen, all I'm saying is Jerry West was putting up 40 balls on that
Oscar
Celtic team. What's his name?
Yeah, he the logo for a reason.
Wilt Chamberlain was putting up 50s on against them.
Averaging.
Why
50.
would Bill Russell be the GOAT because he was
He got
guarding
9
Wilt?
rings
But he was guarding Wilt, giving him 50.
and won 9 rings.
He wasn't even a top. Like again,
I'm
Jerry.
saying, but
West
winning like 9
Jerry
rings in
West
one decade don't mean nothing.
that means you was on a fire team.
And you're
and
the
then
best
guess what?
player.
All right, go ahead.
You
I'm saying, but to
makeup
win-
of the league back then was much different.
You know,
Like,
it's funny how rings only count for one player. It's crazy.
Like
I
you
don't
can
know,
win, you can
it's
win
a
for the
dope
whole
documentary.
60s.
It's a
The
dope
whole
documentary.
60s.
People love to
Yeah.
talk about rings when it's like
You're
one
not the
player,
greatest
but
player.
don't talk about them when it's
Yeah,
another.
but usually when people talk about
That's
that,
crazy, G.
at least you got to at least be the highest scorer on your team. When they say Draymond Green, nobody's giving Draymond Green the GOAT, but he was the best defender on all them teams.
I know this nigga did not compare Draymond.
It's called Bill Russell Draymond Green. That's worse than me calling Kobe J. Cole.
Hey,
That's worse than
let
me.
me see what
I
that
know this
man
nigga-
averaged.
I just
Hold on,
compared
hold on, hold on, hold on.
Draymond to Bill
Triple
Russell.
single.
Because Bill Russell also won in college. He wasn't just like
All those are nice. They don't mean nothing.
Yo,
so when you win at
But what
every
means
level,
something?
when
Like,
you
rings
win at
don't mean
every
nothing?
level, when you
9
win
rings
at
don't
every
mean
level,
nothing.
Oh no,
you
listen.
gotta take into context the era. It's
God
a
damn.
and
Y'all know that-
listen, on
ahead.
Amazon, it's a dope documentary on the ABA, right, versus
Yeah.
the NBA, and
This
it
is-
show you like the different levels of competition, athleticism. In Bill Russell's era, they had no 3-point, they couldn't dunk. It was a lot of different things that
didn't have a
they
left
wasn't
hand.
allowed to do. And so that level of competition he was kind of going against was different because
and he
the
didn't
ABA,
dominate.
yeah, I mean, it
I
just
don't
wasn't.
agree.
He never
I
broke
disagree.
20 points a game. I just looked at the stats. He never averaged 20 points a game.
I don't
That's
disagree.
wild against a bunch of Caucasians. Wilt was giving them 50. He was averaging a triple. This is
He
crazy.
didn't win.
He didn't. That means Bill. Well, one. If
So
we go
winning
back to that
doesn't
time-
mean anything in basketball when you talk about
winning,
GOATs.
Winning does, but right now people don't give Steph the GOAT because he had really, really good teams.
Bro,
Wait,
Part of why
But
Steph
Steph
gets the
wouldn't
GOAT
be
is
the-
because he's
but-
got rings, bro.
Wait.
Things.
Wait. So are y'all saying right now that there's people that say Steph Curry is number one above all the other players?
There
ever
are
of
people
all
that I'm not saying they're right, but there are people who argue Steph is the GOAT. Hey, look,
I wouldn't say
no.
that.
Again, now you're putting a GOAT.
he
When we
right
say
under
no,
Jordan.
Steph is the. A lot of people argue Steph is the GOAT. It's a new
Even
thing.
Black put him under somebody like
He right under Jordan to me.
Steph
I
was
wouldn't
on a really, really good team. And again, I think Steph has way more credentials than Bill Russell because at least he was the highest scorer. He like Bill Russell was a defender that got 50 balls put on him. This is crazy to me. Like I don't see how we put that as our goal. He did win, But to me that's
And
what's his name? Red.
And he won MVPs as the most valuable player on the team. He played his role. Like it's just a different era.
Like what were the other stats?
My only point
like,
is he was
rebounds,
at one point in time he was the greatest player of the era.
What were the other stats?
That's like at when he retired from basketball, he was considered the greatest to ever play in the NBA. That's all I'm saying. But whether you want to argue about his numbers,
he was the greatest.
Okay, let me look at it.
And all that other stuff.
Dr. J was considered the greatest, but he wasn't.
But that was in the 80s.
For a long time.
Dr. J was well,
Bill
it was
Russell,
but A Black does bring up a good point. Before that, Johnny, I will give you credit. He was averaging more rebounds than points his whole career. He did do that. It was 20 balls on the rebound side. He did do that.
Y'all gotta watch the documentary and see.
I was about to go back right back to
the Boston Celtics back then, and the owner was Rod Auerbach or whatever.
Red Auerbach.
This nigga was like a mob boss. It was a lot going into them winning,
and that's what I was about to get into. Yeah,
it was a lot of shit. Y'all gotta watch that documentary.
And the thing is, like, you go with that.
But they made him the coach after Red Auerbach, and they still won 2 championships.
And
after Red.
Cool. But my thing would be like, so right now we're talking about
owner. He wasn't the coach.
But we're talking about pre-merger NBA, in which most people say that the ABA had more talent. They had, i.e., all the black people. Again, you go back and look at how the Celtics teams were made, in which, as A Black just talked about, they had all the talent, and it was ran like the mob. This is also when the mob was a real thing as well. And yeah, like I said, it's just hard to convince me Bill Russell's the GOAT. I think he was
of his era.
We were saying at what point he was the greatest.
I don't know.
He wasn't the greatest player at any point.
I'm gonna just tap out because to me, getting third, like when Wilt is averaging 50 on you.
Bill Russell got 5 MVPs. He got 5 MVPs.
Who did Bill Russell beat? Who the fuck said that?
Michael Jordan got 5 MVPs. So does Bill Russell. That's all I'm saying. You get 5 MVPs.
I get it. I think that's a strong argument.
Steve Nash didn't average 20, and he got 3 MVPs, or excuse me, 2 MVPs.
3 would be
right.
Yes,
but
he never averaged 20 one of those seasons. Never was the leading scorer one of those seasons.
They be putting Steve Nash in the GOAT conversation.
No,
too.
Steve Nash did deserve.
No, but I'm just saying.
You could have gave that MVP away.
Same though. All right, fellas, let's get away from the. I don't know how we got here.
My bad. I made a basketball reference.
Basketball would do it every time.
My bad.
All right. So there has been another battle that was brewing. I ain't gonna lie. This might have been my favorite battle since the Kendrick and them battle, which has been 50 versus them kids. and T.I., I guess. I will say Damani, I've always known he was fire. But what he did, I thought that was like a hand clap. Like,
yeah, very impressive.
Like it's so easy to like call nepotism and things like that. But when talent is talent, talent be talent. But yeah, I'll toss it out to y'all. What was y'all thoughts in general on the 50 versus T.I. and them kids?
I think a lot of people mad at, or they like it's 50 versus everybody, but like you gotta understand, 50 said something about their mama.
Yeah, like how did it all? 50 was trolling online because T.I. kept talking about a versus, right?
And he posted something about Tiny. I guess it had a butt out or something, and it was just a crazy meme. And then King said something, and then like I think T.I. might have had I don't know when T.I.'s first disc came out, but then he
the full context was T.I. and 50 were in LA doing some TV shit, talked about the verses. 50 agreed to do it. T.I. went out on an interview, kind of like, promoting it, like, yeah, I'm about to do this verse with 50. And then 50 went out like, I ain't doing no verses. I don't know what he talk about. So, T.I. was like, that's now I respect him because, man to man, we talk. He trying to make it seem like I'm clout chasing or nothing like that when we agreed to this in person. And then next thing you know, 50's posting the picture of Tiny, bad angle of her BBL and stuff like that. And you
And
know,
did 50
that's
say
when we left.
anything, or did he just post the picture?
Yeah, he said something in the caption. I forgot what it was.
he
but,
got
you know, he always
gonna have
says
a
some stuff
caption.
in the caption. So T.I., of course, already was doing a rollout. You know, he did the whole haircut and thing. So this kind of just like, all right.
He got one with Pharrell. That joint, that joint is all right.
Top 10 already. He in top 10 Billboard. Let him know. But
yeah, I've been letting that ring out in his gym.
It worked out.
Right.
It worked out for his rollout, I think. And then I think, you know, start going left. And then, you know, he got a lot of kids. And you're talking about somebody's mom at the end of the day online. And it's not the first time, but I think T.I. just as a family, because it's like she been getting attacked. But it's like, bro, like we talking man to man. Why are you talking about my wife? And then the kids, you know, they older now. They musicians too. So they like, well, shit. They rich, they ain't got nothing but time. So especially the young nigga King. So we like, we about to get off too and boost our cachet, and we do music too. So I felt like it was a look for everybody. I mean, he got a talented family, and I thought that was the biggest flex of the whole thing. He did the video, he got his mom beside him, his wife. He got people around him to love him, and that's one thing. 50 don't got nobody that really genuinely love him. Own son hate him.
Yeah, yo, murder.
Them some what I call cronies, you know, like what they go do without 50 at the end of the day. You know, nobody's talking about pump that Yayo. Nobody's going to know Yayo shows. Like they eat off him, so they gotta be, but nobody's worried about Tony Yayo and what's Uncle Murder. Like they some old
name. Young Buck left 50 Cent and went trans.
Yeah, I mean that's
crazy.
That's something else.
Where that come from, yo?
That shit ain't had nothing to do with
That's
nothing.
something else. But
at the end of the day, on Young Buck name like that, man.
Ain't that what happened? I said that's what happened.
Yeah, he got caught up with some trans stuff and got exposed more than once, actually. You know,
he should have stayed. With
I think 50 got that thing that Drake got, where he hates on stability. He hates on people that got like marriages and families and stuff like that, and you know he tries to pick on it. And I think it backfired, you know, because he flexing your wife, flexing your family, all my kids healthy, all of them musical, all of them talented. Like you don't got none of this, so I think it was a win in that regard for T.I. And then, you know, 50 trying to brush it off like, oh, I don't do music no more. Like he was just dropping some whack songs wasn't that long ago and had a tour, I think in 2023. So it's like he be trying to deflect and being a little Instagram stuff, and that's cool and funny and petty sometimes. But it's like if you're not gonna rap, like just leave rappers alone, like because the whole Instagram shit gets kind of corny after a while.
Oh yeah, and I think like to me, what I think was the most important or most impressive part of the whole thing from like just from T.I.'s perspective is like, you know, we know 50 Cent as a troll, and I think T.I. he out trolled 50 in this one to where like and I think that's the key. Like I mean the songs was fire too and the money got bars, but like 50's thing is being a troll. That's why he posted the thing with Tiny. He was trying to troll, and as a collective, you know, the Harris family out trolled him, and I think that's like to me that's the key. And you know, because 50 like he tried to press buttons and hit people's soft spots. And I think they, you know, did a really good job of, you know, flipping the tables and, you know, beating him at his own game by, you know, trolling.
Here's where I kind of disagree and agree. So, like, Black, this was my first time hearing that they had a conversation to do a versus, and then 50 backed out. Like, so I had never heard that. So that said, from what I saw transpire, T.I. So this is where I'll give credit to T.I.
Here we go.
Because T.I. had the record going, and this versus thing was old news. Actually, I remember this being a conversation months ago. T.I. 50 versus T.I. was looking for like who I'm gonna do a verse. T.I. was fishing for a versus months ago, if not year ago at this point. So that's not like a new thing.
Well, yeah, he had talked about it before.
So the fact that he rehashed it right now, 50 didn't rehash that conversation. T.I. rehashed this conversation about trying to do a versus with 50 and creating this. T.I. created this essentially out of nowhere, which I give him credit for. 50 wasn't looking for this, wasn't talking about T.I.
He rehashed it based off of their conversation, and it's like, all right, I got my album dropping. I also need to start promoting this verses that we agreed upon. So let me start publishing.
So this is what I'm saying. I have not heard that outside of A Black. I don't know if you got all the inside scoops and information.
No, that's what it was. Now I don't know if he was asked about.
Well, they saying that Gillian Wallow asked him about it as well. It wasn't
let me finish my point though. Let me finish my point is that this thing initiated because T.I. spoke about 50 Cent, not because 50 was going out his way to troll T.I. and the family and all these other things.
But what if you speak about something that we talked about?
Yeah, they asked him in an interview about it when he was promoting, his new stuff. So
that's alleged. This is alleged. I don't know what was
what happened.
Look, I don't know. I don't know that happened. I don't know that happened.
We know that happened.
Yeah. I'm just telling you. I don't know that happened. I'm just telling you. I'm trying to explain to y'all my point, my perspective. That's all I'm trying to explain y'all perspective. Y'all can cut me off. Let me get my shit off, man. So look, when T.I. was the first one I heard in the media talking about 50 Cent. That's all I'm saying. I didn't hear 50 Cent talking about T.I. So then what ends up happening is T.I. goes on a run where he seemingly, from my point of view, is bringing up this verses on not just Gillian Wallow, but it's now like a thing now. It's coming up multiple times. And so I think it's smart that T.I. did this because he threw the bait out there, and once 50 responded with the meme, T.I. clearly already had the clip loaded. Like T.I. was waiting for this to happen. Like I'll give T.I. credit in that he created a marketing plan and a rollout, and it worked in his favor. Like that is where I'll agree. Like this was well executed by T.I. The records are good. Domani's was great. Like, T.I. won. He's got the radio joint going. He clearly took advantage of this moment. And the thing is with 50, I think 50 realized that he's getting used for T.I.'s rollout. So it's like 50, I don't think 50 is gonna go back and forth if he feels like it's gonna be to the other person's benefit. So I think 50 acknowledged that, oh, you got me here, and I'm gonna just not say anything. But that's why I say I don't think this is as conversation worthy of a beef, because this ain't even real. It's not even real. It's like they don't even rap like this. Like this 50 don't even rap like that. Like he'll rap for TV shows and shit like that, but he's not making music, and he's not trying to sell music.
Gee, let me ask you this though. You don't think the response from like just even outside of like how it started or how it, the genesis of it, but you don't think 50 talking about somebody's mama, they getting a response, and then T.I. trolling 50, you don't think that's just a fire response to a person like 50 who's known to like troll?
I just said T.I. handled everything masterfully.
So I'm so like, so why wouldn't that be a conversation? Because like I'm out like, because 50 is a bully, and I think seeing a bully get bullied is something that's very newsworthy to me.
You think 50 got bullied?
Yeah,
I
don't think he got bullied. I just don't think he got bullied. I
would say got bullied, but he definitely like the way. 50 mom died tragically for like on some crazy shit, and for you to basically talk about somebody, nigga. Yeah, talk about somebody else's mom, you exposing your own family and your own mom, and she's somebody's grandma to ridicule now she's becoming a joke in social media. And I'm just like, a man's first priority is to protect your family. That's why they say leave the women and children out of it, so it don't even go to that. And even T.I. yesterday in the interview said he didn't like his sons talking about the mom and stuff, because like that's not how he really wrote. He said he's proud of them for defending their mom, but he said he didn't agree with talking about Miss Jackson and stuff like that. Even the Damani shit was hot. He didn't agree with that, but you know his son's grown and they doing their own thing.
This will be T.I., I guess, responding to the question that they had.
50 got bullied because he deleted this shit.
So first, like, you know, it was really about celebrating each other's catalog. Me and that nigga talk back there, bro. This shit, I ain't just called a nigga out the blue.
Yeah.
Me and that nigga talk back there.
You talking about you were 50?
Yeah, man. We talk about this shit, man. This shit just come out of nowhere. Nigga, we were moving around in LA, man, selling some TV shows and shit while we were around each other, man. You know what I mean? I said, shit, what you think about that? He like, shit, you want to do that shit? I said, yeah. He was like, all right, cool. So shit. I told him, I said, well, I'm gonna jump out there first, and then you just gonna jump out there and we'll line it up. And he said, all right. And when I jump out there, nigga act like he ain't know what the fuck going on. Then that's what it was about. You know what I'm saying? Now, it about, oh, you playing? Okay, you gonna play. All right, cool. But how about fuck all of it? Fuck all of it. I don't even want to, man. Cause now I question your character. Any nigga gonna get kick that kind of shit, then, you know, man. Nigga, just say you don't want to do it. All the other extra lame ass shit, man, this shit.
Lame ass nigga.
Goofy.
So y'all talked about it, you saying?
Mm-hmm.
You went out there.
Years ago.
Years ago.
I think
That's
it'd be a
my
great
point.
battle, though.
That's my
I
point.
think-
Man, that shit
Years
ain't gonna
ago. Years ago, they had the
That shit ain't
conversation.
gonna happen, man.
That's my
I don't want to
point.
stand on stage with him.
This was a years
I
ago
had no
thing.
interest
Why
standing
is
on
it
stage
coming
with that
up?
nigga. I don't
Why,
respect
like,
it.
so
that
so
nigga pulled
if
aside.
they
Okay, so
talked
first,
about
like,
this
you know, it
years
was
ago
really
and he
about-
already jumped out there and 50 played it like as if they didn't talk. Now this comes up again. They didn't just have a conversation again about the verses. So like that's my point about it is like, yeah, they had a conversation years ago, not recently, years ago. So
I mean-
now you got your shit on the radio, your shit is booming. You like, you know what? Let me tee this up. And I'm giving him credit for this. Like I'm saying this as he did this well. That's my point. He rehashed something that didn't necessarily have to be rehashed because the conversation was years ago. The incident happened years ago. Why are you challenging him to a versus again today?
But versus started 2021, so it's only like 5 years max of the verses. And then who's to say it wasn't 3 years ago? It's like when do I talk about it? When do I promote it? Like it immediately or when? When is the right timing for it? So
But
if
Black,
you agree to it, you agree to it. If
but
you don't,
Black,
like you said, just say you
T.I.
don't
already
do it.
said on the clip, he came out and did whatever, and then 50 was acting funny years ago.
No,
And that-
50 said 50 was acting funny recently. Like
No.
T.I. just started pubbing it.
No, bro. T.I. was
I'm
pubbing
not.
this
I'm
years
not sure
ago.
of the timeline either. I'm not sure.
This is my point. The first time I heard T.I. call out 50 about a versus was years ago. That's what I know for a fact. When versus was actually popping, and Swiss and Timbaland were doing all the things, and you had Jeezy and Raw, Gucci, and you had, was it Ross and 2 Chainz, or no, it was Ross, but you had
it was Ross and 2 Chainz.
Nah, before 50, it was
Jada and Fab. You had all these different joints, and in that, what I'm saying is, in that time period, 50 T.I. came out and teased this idea of I want 50 Cent back then. That's all I'm saying. This was years ago.
Nah, he didn't even start with 50 though. First it was Jeezy, but Jeezy went to Gucci. Then next it was Lil Wayne. I don't know why that fell through.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Then next it was 50. Like 50,
But it was years ago.
Hey, but like what Ron said, why would 50 just hop out there and post something about Tiny then?
Because the reason why he did that is because
You could just say
T.I. was bringing up 50's name, and he's like, "Why you bringing up my name?" So he
So
just
when
bring
he
it
got
up.
the
with Tiny though. That's still
I'm not. Y'all act like I'm condoning what 50 did. What I'm saying is that I see the timeline of cause and effect. It's like y'all are ignoring what like y'all are acting like 50 did that without being provoked.
But
I'm not saying that his
I don't think
response
that he
was warranted, but there was a provocation before the response. That's all I'm saying.
Of just saying, hey, I do a versus with 50 is
That's
enough of a provocation.
Yeah, I think the
like,
provocation
my
was
wife
50.
out?
50 posted that and then they responded. Like
That's
if
not
50 don't
true.
do that, none of this happens.
If you don't call him out, then he doesn't bring up Tiny.
So he's
like,
justified in
you're
breaking
not
up Tiny.
able
That's all I'm saying. Y'all
He was
acting
just-
like I'm not saying that. It's like that's what I'm saying. That's how he operate. I'm not justifying nothing that 50 did, but to me that's the timeline.
Man, T.I. done been a hell of beats.
So y'all think T.I.
Nobody brought up Tiny.
Y'all think 50 posted Tiny out of the blue?
Yeah, that's what he be doing.
No, that's not true. That's what I'm saying. That's not true.
What did he say about 50 that was bad enough? Other than he said he
was
do
talking about how 50 can't see him in the verses and so forth. Like
What
like
does
this was
that
a
have to do with
conversation in
his
some of his
wife?
rollout.
what they got to do with Tiny. Why ain't you
I
just talking about his
agree
music?
with you, but y'all are not like listening to the point I'm making. Like it's like
No, we understand the point that we just saying that's not a valid reason.
It's not a good point.
we can agree it's not a valid reason, but that's the sequence of events.
So nobody ever mentioned 50 unless you want your wife mentioned. Is that like
Look, I would say generally speaking, don't mention 50 if you know this nigga crosses lines. What are we talking
can't
about?
even have like mutual
But
conversation
if
about
your baby
50
mama-
50 plays by the rules.
But now we
Your
know how to
baby
talk to
mama
50
is
though.
Diddy's
Just talk
number
about
one
his. Yeah, I ain't worried about 50 no more.
Like,
Firebug.
why are you mentioning any woman when your baby
Firebug,
mama?
Firefly.
I agree, but do you expect 50 to take the high road? Like when
I don't know 50 to just talk about women.
You ain't gotta
like,
take this
niggas'
over,
wives
bro.
and shit.
He definitely
You know him
talking
to talk about
women.
men's wives. I don't
he
know.
talk about his own baby mama. What are you talking about?
That's not men's wives. That's your baby
this-
mama.
that's
Mad
this-
niggas talk about their baby mama. I don't think that's the I can't.
This idea that 50 is above what
I'm not
y'all
saying 50's above anything.
but that's just saying this idea that 50 wouldn't talk about a man's wife. Like, yes,
That's
he
what.
will.
That's that shit that got Drake in trouble. Talking
But
about.
that's why he got all them
family.
fucking rap. That's why niggas talk about
Right.
his mama.
And it
He
wasn't
talk-
like somebody dissed him. Remember last when we was talking about the Lil Russell and Lil Wayne? He was like, "That's a diss. That's a diss."
It is
This
a
wasn't
diss.
even a diss. Now I'm all right. I didn't know challenging niggas to the verses was a diss. Now
Depending on how to challenge, I might feel disrespected. Like, why are you challenging me? I didn't
And the
even.
way
I'm
to
not
respond to that is
I'm not
do the
talking
verses.
about you. Hey, look, was his his response?
Play many men.
It's just that y'all arguing a different point.
No, I get you, G. But my thing is like 50 started this. You know how.
T.I. knew that he was poking 50, and once 50 moved, T.I. was so locked and loaded with those tracks. So you think if you listen to those songs, you
were
think those
pre-recorded.
songs was just like written and
What about
recorded?
Firebug? What about the Domani?
Domani aside, like I'm talking about T.I. The records that he put out, how thoughtfully crafted those lyrics were. You're telling me that he didn't have those in the tuck?
Yeah, two of them was like War. A lot of those joints are kind of pre-recorded that kind of just fit with the moment. The only new one was the one he did with the family. That was only new. Other two
I
joints.
thought that was
kinda-
War.
Nah, War was pre-recorded.
Them joints was in the tuck.
I
That's
think
all I'm saying.
He added a new verse to it. That's what he did.
Oh, okay.
But you
Nah,
know,
this
rappers
50
be
fault.
having,
This
they
is
be having
50's fault,
tracks
G.
already. Like they be
50
having so many unreleased tracks,
himself
and it's just like,
into
oh, I got a track for this
But
already.
like it's like y'all acting like he got bullied or like 50 didn't get bullied. Like this ain't even like a.
I think that
it's just not that. It's just not that to me. I don't know. That's what it is.
to be honest, I think that
Firebug.
this is a bad moment for 50 in the sense that 50 usually always comes out on the winning side of these scenarios. And I think that for most of the public, this is one of the first times 50 doesn't come out on the right side of it.
Facts.
I would agree. I would agree with that point.
And then he took down his post. It sounds like when you delete your post,
You got bullied.
It's not a good look.
you kind of got
You
bullied.
got bullied.
When everybody's online,
I think he knew he was
his
looking
mama
corny.
and his
That's
son
bullying,
and his
bro.
kids
Like
and
I don't
they
delete
all-
shit.
and they actually cooking you. That's you're losing. If not,
You're losing. You're losing. You
It's
lost.
close to bullying.
He lost. He definitely lost.
All right,
Bullying
all right.
21 and
So
they
all
up
right.
20.
And I guess maybe that's a differentiation. If you look at bullying as like his own specific thing, as much as like he lost handedly And that's how I'm using the word bully.
But I think bullying goes to like the firebug record is what to me made it bullying.
Bullying would suggest that like a nigga's trying to fight back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what about when you saying something so disrespectful?
We can't say that he wasn't. He just was doing it through memes.
But like when somebody says something,
every single thing he responded to.
I thought he posted one picture.
No. After every meme,
that's the one that got mad.
Song, after every song, he posted a meme about that. Like he responded to every single thing.
Everything.
It's not like he just ignored it at all. Yeah.
And he always try to act like, oh, I don't got time to rap, but this nigga vlog in on Instagram every morning with some responses. So
he also said that Eminem gonna get him to rap.
I'm saying, but if somebody talk about your mama and like call you a firebug, like at what point if you call yourself?
I don't think he cares, bro. I honestly don't think he cares. I really don't. Like this nigga's really been shot,
like,
bro.
He talked about his mama. Like you gotta care.
Johnny, you act like niggas' moms can't get talk. Like Johnny, all due respect, bro. Like niggas talking about your mama is not the worst thing that's gonna happen to a nigga in their life, bro. Like niggas' mamas get talked about all the time, B.
On the track,
like, all the time.
Talking about and disrespecting is like
niggas' mamas get like, what are we talking about? Like,
my mama don't get this.
I ain't did nothing to nobody.
Mamas do not get disrespected all the time.
You in hip hop, man. Like
you say, bro, that's crazy to be like, I think when the money took it and that firebug and he digging into it, to me, like 50, it's hard for me. I look at 50 different after that.
50. I think 50 hears that and is like, that was a good one. I look at him differently. I think 50 hears that track and he's like, that boy got skill. That was a good one.
I think he said he got me. He got me.
Yeah, I think 50 hears that and he's like, I can't. I don't need to respond to this.
I think he looked at it as like, I got to find a way to disarm the room because my typical tactics didn't work.
Yeah, he can't really do nothing. Go talk about.
And he ain't gonna rap his way out of it, and he can't troll his way out of this one.
Yeah. All right. So, rap beef aside now. Again, there's been many beefs. There's been a new beef.
Somebody else got 9 shots.
Maybe more. But the new war is the Iran versus American and Israel, or Israel and America. Who's top dog in that one? Is it Israel or America? We'll get to that actually. So with that said, fellas, what was y'all thoughts? The supreme leader is he is now deceased, I guess. There has been retaliation. There's been a lot of different things. What is y'all thoughts?
First, let me talk about supreme leader that they keep touting about. First off, he's 86 years old, bro. Like he done lived a full life, and he had the opportunity. His people had the opportunity to move him from his home where he got killed. He chose to stay. He's like, bro, I'm old. I ain't running. This is my time. I'm gonna be a martyr.
He was above ground.
Yeah, he was at.
So he knew that the missile was coming, and you said,
yeah. They had a chance and time to move him, and he refused. Like he was like, oh, I'm not running. But he's like, he done lived a full life, and he's really the supreme leader. Is not the president of Iran. He ain't the general. Like he's a public figure at this point. He's almost like the monarch and the queen or something. Like he doesn't really wield like real political power there anymore, the Ayatollah. So this is a personal thing with Netanyahu, where he's been on his ass since damn near like 79. This is his personal beef with him. It's like, I finally got him. This nigga's almost 90 years old, bro. Like that's not no win. You killed the 86-year-old man. Like all you doing is inflaming his followers for real. Like if he's that bad, all you doing is turning them up. But the world they hadn't been no imminent threat. Like Netanyahu's been talking about gonna have nuclear weapons for 40 years, and they haven't done nothing. Like Iran ain't did nothing to us, and now they kind of claim, they was the ones who tried to assassinate Trump. When we all saw the white kid who's American to get arrested, they tried to shoot Trump. Now they're like, Iran.
I know they running with that now too.
It just like a lot of BS, man, and you don't really know what to believe. And I kind of recommend people to follow other media. Look at Al Jazeera. Look at BBC. Look
Foreign
at
media.
other foreign medias, because America is giving a lot of propaganda. Even NBC News posted an AI video. They posted a funeral from 2020, like, and try to repurpose it. Like, they're doing like a lot of fuck shit right now, and we're in this age where it's hard to distinguish what's real and what's fake. You know, I'm seeing AI missile videos. There was it was a lantern ceremony that people were calling those missiles, but it was like a lantern ceremony in the sky. So it was like a lot of BS going on. So you got to know history, know why this shit started, and you got to follow real international news, because Trump get on their line every day. Oh, we sunk a ship. And Iran, like, they didn't sink our ship. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So they're saying stuff to justify why they out there. It's not no justification. This is ego. And I feel like it's some type of blackmail on Trump with these Epstein files and Netanyahu too, because like he went from like, I'm not fucking with Iran to like, we got to get him. And you know, they're holding something over him, because he just like did a 360 on attacking Iran.
Hey, Black.
Iran ain't Venezuela. Niggas about to figure that out real soon.
Hey, Black. But no, I think one of the things I've seen is like Israel's always wanted, since like we lost the Shah and Iran became the Revolutionary Guard, and they, you know, kind of cut ties with the West since 79.
Yeah.
I think this new guy been in there since 89. But I think Israel is wanting to, the reason they are like kind of pushing for this is because I think they're kind of feeling the pressure from like the people in the United States that they're losing support for like the United States is not going to be supporting Israel for like the next 20 years. I think they feel that. So I think you don't think they shrunk because they feel like this is their best opportunity to get a regime change.
Nah,
not just necessarily killing him.
Iran is their biggest threat in the Middle East. It's not no undeveloped country. It's massive. It's huge. It's very civilized, and they have like real military, real weapons, and that's why like they're attacking. You asked earlier about why they're attacking other Muslim countries, because you know those countries have been compromised by the U.S. and you know they're surviving off the U.S. Their military systems are American based and can't survive without the U.S. And it's basically like we're not really attacking these countries. We're attacking the U.S. bases in these countries to destabilize them. Because all of them are positioned at Iran. Like all them places are there to be close to Iran, to have like positioning over there.
Well, it's because of the Gulf and all that oil, the Strait of Hormuz.
It's all and it started back all because Iran said we want to nationalize our own oil. We want to give this money to our country. And the BP, the Dulles brothers, one in the CIA, the other in Homeland Security, you know, they wanted the oil to go to BP. And so this has been going on for years about getting that control. Iran said no, and anybody that says no to America, you know, they become enemy number one. And as far as Israel's concerned, Iran's their only threat left over there.
But that's why they're trying to take. But that's why they're trying to take them out right now, because like,
they underestimating them, man.
But hey, Black, hold on, G. I don't think they're underestimating Iran. I think it's just but I think they know what Iran is capable of. But I think they just like feel compelled to strike now because they got Trump in office. And
for sure.
And like you got to do it while Trump is in office because he's compromised.
Yeah,
they can make us
to do it.
Yeah, but so like I feel like they're doing it now because they don't know how much longer Trump will be. You know, to where like they got to take advantage of the situation that's happening in America, and I think that's why they're doing it. It's not necessarily because like you know they wanted to kill this one guy, but they see that like here's an opportunity to where like we can push for this thing. America has to help us, and you know, in the next 10 years from now, America might not help us. So we might as well do it while they're going to help us.
So I agree with A Black on the Epstein thing in terms of I do think that there is some sort of blackmail going on where Netanyahu is forcing Trump's hand to participate in this in a way that isn't necessarily the way Trump wants to participate. Now, that said, I think that there are some other factors that are pushing Trump to do this. So, for example, Venezuela, a couple months ago, right? Prior to the situation in Venezuela, and they were exporting that oil, it is projected that 70% of Venezuela's exports, guess where it was going?
Russia.
Just the oil.
Russia.
China.
Oh.
So 70% of the oil that was coming out of Venezuela before the situation happened with the U.S. intervention, 70% of that oil leaving the country was going straight to China. Do you know how much of Iran's exported oil goes to China? Like, do you know what percentage? Like, just take a guess at what percentage of Iran's exported oil is going
60.
to China.
60.
What you think, Black?
I don't know, but I'll say maybe what 30%.
90, nigga.
But like, hey, but G,
So hold on, Johnny. Hold on, let me just finish the point. When you look at these attacks recently, Venezuela and Iran, and you consider the fact that at the time when we attacked Venezuela, 70% of their oil supply was going to China. At the time when this Iran attack happens, 90% of their oil supply is going to China. I'm also looking at this as like, okay, is this also an indirect sort of policy or attack, if you will, to try and weaken China as a whole? I think that's another thing to throw out there, because all of this shit is interconnected. And like you mentioned, that strait in which a fifth of the global world of the global oil supply comes through that strait, it's given what's taking place in Venezuela and Iran, China's struggling, looking for resources right now.
Let me say the Venezuela was all for now, because when you attack Iran, you're gonna destabilize the oil economy and the global economy. So we gotta secure our oil first. Let's go to Venezuela. We're gonna take over their shit, get their president. We got our oil secure for us. Now what they say, we got the oil, we doing what we want with it. So if we attack Iran and it gets destabilized, then we're safe in that regard. Because what did Iran do? They not only attacked Saudi Arabia's army base, they attacked Exxon and Mobil and the oil infrastructures there.
Well, they shut down the shipping lanes.
They shut down the one in Kuwait. They shut down the shipping lane. China also get oil from Russia too. So like, China's good, and what China and Russia
it's not about
back.
China. I don't think
China and Russia sitting back. They letting the U.S.
Iran's supposed to be their homie. China,
but China ain't doing shit.
Iran is not losing terribly right now. They're holding their own. So if it comes to a point where they getting flattened, best believe China or Russia's
struggling. Russia's still trying to take over Ukraine.
No,
Ukraine ain't nothing to Russia.
Hey, y'all know who gonna help them out? It ain't China. It ain't Russia. What I'm saying, it's either gonna be because it's Pakistan, because Pakistan got nukes too, and they're Muslim, and they've already are trying to work to
nobody worry about Pakistan.
But Iran just hit Cyprus and France, right? So now they're pulled in. What did France do? They came out, denounced U.S. and Israel having nuclear. We lost Spain and Italy this week. They came out, denounced as well. So it's going to go beyond the Middle East, and other European countries starting to denounce first Israel and
once
the U.S.
that oil go up, they're gonna be
and eventually U.S. is going to have to choose. We got to let Israel deal with it themselves. Always going to ride with them, because they're about to become isolated. Trump about to make us isolated and shutting off trades because somebody said something you don't like. It's all ego, and he's isolating us. So everybody, they just stacking up allies right now, because nobody likes what Israel is doing right now. Like, nobody. And the U.S. is falling into it. It's either they're going to have to fall back and let them handle it themselves, or they about to get isolated in the world economy, and that's going to affect our currency. That's going to affect a lot of stuff.
You can't isolate the U.S. in the world economy.
But Black, I think, Black, I think what you missing though is once they do that though, like, we gonna have so much spent up military infrastructure. Our oil prices are probably still going to go up. Like that's going to affect us so much more, and then Israel just gonna move on and get somebody else with nukes to protect them, and then we, the American people,
Who else
are gonna
got
be the
nukes?
ones that like.
Yeah, I don't know about that
Who else
because
got nukes?
I mean, Pakistan got nukes, India got nukes, China, South Africa, I think got nukes. Like, there's a lot of people like right around there that can still
No
upload
country
nukes.
that ain't white dominated got no nukes.
Well, Pakistan is a Muslim country.
China. Maybe
Pakistan
China.
is Muslim. Turkey is another one I've seen that's going to be involved. They're trying to create a NATO in the Middle East.
they can try all they want, brother.
But they're going to. Like, after this,
They can do all they want. They can do all they want.
Half of these countries
don't
don't even
understand the power of the
all
US.
it takes is one nuclear power to back it, and nobody can go in there and do anything else.
A lot of these countries don't even recognize Israel for real. Like, Israel is the problem, but US needs a position in the Middle East, and Trump is just too dumb to kind of see he's being used because he can be stroked, his ego can be stroked, and the people he got a position, Hegseth, and these people like these little frat boys, like, oh, like it's just stupidity right now, because I think they're really underestimating the advancement of warfare and the levels of it. It's going to be more than missiles. I think we really on the first phase. Like, niggas getting rid of old missiles has been sitting in stockpiles. I don't think no real shit has even popped off yet for real. Like, so,
But like, all it takes is like a Pakistan, a India.
What you
China.
think Pakistan, India gonna do, bro? Like,
They got
what you
nukes.
think? What you think
They
the
got
militaries
nukes.
is made of?
Pakistan
They got
ain't
nukes.
hurting nobody.
They got
ain't
nukes.
Johnny, they ain't got
India-
shit, bro.
All they
India
got, bro.
compromised with
Pakistan
US.
send a nuke and slide 4-5 of them nukes. They got like 90 plus. They give Iran 4-5 of them. What happens?
In India,
What
still
happened?
Worry about
holes of the
Pakistan.
UK.
They got nukes though. You
Like-
have to. They're one of the non-nuclear like states. You have to worry about them, and they're in the Middle East, and they have the weapons. That's why like India and Pakistan got them, because they're beefing, and it evened the playing field. North Korea could come and slide them a couple nukes, and it changed the playing field. And I think that's what like we have to worry about now. And then like once that happens, we gonna bow out. That's why we didn't send nobody to Ukraine, because Russia got nukes.
Bro, niggas done had nukes since we
Right.
dropped nukes on Japan.
Niggas got nukes, bro.
We don't go to
no-
war with people that
nobody's-
have nukes.
Nobody's dropping nukes but America. We're still the only country in the history of the world
We've-
to drop.
But we've
Nuclear
never
bomb.
went to war with anybody with nukes.
But yeah, we have. They just haven't used them.
Who?
We ain't been to war with Pakistan.
No.
Iraq ain't had no nukes. Or they said
Iraq
they
ain't
did.
got no nukes.
They
Who-
said
like
they
you
had
don't go to
weapons
war
of
with people
mass
that got
destruction.
nukes. Maybe a proxy war, maybe before they had nukes. But that's why North Korea, like, think about how much we hate North Korea. Nobody is running up in North Korea taking them down because they got nukes. And once Iran allowing one of these countries that got nukes that ain't really fucking with us no more, it's gonna change.
So
the
why
dynamic.
Pakistan don't get the same respect
North
as
Korea.
North
got
Korea?
nukes.
What you mean? Pakistan ain't nobody running in Pakistan. Pakistan
Nobody
had the
scared of
Taliban.
Pakistan, man.
Nobody
they
afraid?
found Osama in Pakistan, and we still didn't go over there and get them because they got nukes.
Man, everybody got nukes. Nobody
We did-
using them.
But we
We
didn't
the
run
only-
into
we the
Pakistan
only
like
country that's
Osama.
ever
Why did
used-
Osama go to Pakistan? Because he knew we wouldn't go in there,
We
I mean,
the only
Russia
country.
got more nukes than us.
and that's why we not in Ukraine.
No, that ain't why we in Ukraine.
That's why we're not in Ukraine.
It's not beneficial for us no more to be in Ukraine.
Man, we sent the motherfucker $10 billion, $20 billion. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
and then that
might well
president,
sit-
and that
like,
president,
Like Johnny,
They meant something.
just for context too, it's estimated that Pakistan has 170 warheads.
That's a lot,
You know how much the United States got?
thousands. But like,
No, but put a number on it though, because we go from 170. You know how much
like, what 5,000?
we got 3,700.
Okay, but like
That's only what we
Pakistan,
know.
like look at the list. Pakistan is like
Russia
what,
got more than us.
four, 5. Well, Pakistan is what, 5th? China probably got more than them, and maybe India, and that's it.
No, they're 7th out of 9.
7th.
India
Israel
has
got than
more.
them?
UK has more. France
Russia
has
got the
more.
most.
China, US, and Russia.
Russia got the most out of everybody.
Okay.
North
I mean, but
Korea
still,
got the least, and then Israel right behind them.
but still, nobody running into any of them countries. North Korea
Exactly.
even. And they got so like all
That's
I'm
not
saying
true. What's the name ran into Israel? Just That attack, what was it? In October, a couple
Man,
years
them niggas
ago,
they didn't run into Israel.
they literally
just kinda
ran in
opened
hot
the door.
defense.
They put a foot in.
They literally ran in hot defense.
And it's not one African country that got nukes.
South Africa don't got them.
Nope.
Nope.
Not one on the continent. They signed some type of treaty. I don't remember the name, but they don't allow Africans to have a nuke. So
I think South Africa got a treaty with Israel though.
The thing is, man, all these countries that got nukes, they got too much money invested in the United States. That's the thing. Like, if you really think about, what's the right word? I don't like when you really think about like codependency. I think is the right word. All of these countries, they don't have markets like the United States, so their biggest companies are not typically making their money domestically. They're making it on a global market. And the United States is the country that is multiplying the wealth for these other stakeholders abroad.
But they're trying to change that, G. Think about BRICS and think about how many nuclear states are in BRICS.
Johnny, it ain't but 2 nuclear states in BRICS.
It's Russia, India,
and China. Oh, India. That's it. 3.
But that's a lot versus 0.
But how many nuclear people are in NATO?
But like I'm saying, just like all it takes is them having any nukes to where the leverage is there to where like we can't do anything.
I disagree.
Why?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like once you get
too much
nukes,
emphasis on the
like,
nukes. Nukes ain't stop
leverage.
wars from happening.
But I'm saying once we have nukes, we also can't like stop them from creating wars. We can't run into there because there's no more regime changes. There's like we couldn't like if Iran had nukes, we couldn't do what we just did.
So why do we do it? Because they said they got nukes. That's why they went in there.
Oh, but no, they were trying to get nukes, and we did it before they had it.
And they said back in June that they obliterated their nuclear program.
That was a lot. But they also started to rebuild.
So why
like,
we believe anything now?
But I'm saying, but like I don't think
if Russia got the most nukes, why we ain't trying to take their nukes?
We're not because they already have them.
Exactly.
Iran doesn't have them already. They're trying to.
They got some. They got some.
They don't have them. That's why we did. That's why they did it when they did it. Is because they were trying to get the nukes. And I think like I don't necessarily
nuclear warfare is like it's already been proven even for the niggas with the nukes to not be that economically advantageous. It's just not like.
But it's not about. I mean, it's not about econ. It's about
all war is about economics to some degree.
All this is about money.
All wars are boiled down to.
It's more about power though. Like if I'm in a country and I got 200 million people and I got nukes and I'm stealing all the money and my people are
that's
poor.
Economics.
Money
the United States can't do anything about that then because I got nukes. Say what?
The more money I got, the more weapons I could buy. Money is the power. It's always about money, control of the resources at the end of the day, and positioning. That's it.
And if the U.S. falls as an institution, do you know how broke these other countries would go?
Like they try to stop people from getting nukes, and like there's a reason why.
There's no U.S. Army base in Iran. There's no U.S. Army base in North Korea, in Cuba. The common pattern, if they are not able to have,
we got Guantanamo Bay has a base.
Yeah, but Cuba don't have nukes though.
Yeah, that's not like real positioning. They become an enemy, and Guantanamo Bay was closed for a moment, was it not?
I think it's back open. I could be wrong. Because they was doing like you talking about because they was doing that waterboarding and shit, all that torturing and stuff.
They were trying to close it. I don't know if
I think it's still open though.
We have to but the point I'm making is if they can't get real positioning in those countries, they start to villainize them, because America they need a base there. They need to stay close. But the point I'm making is if they can't get real positioning in those countries.
This nigga Q listening on the delay.
Because America they need a base there. They need to stay close. But the point I'm making is if they can't.
I can't hear. Can y'all hear Johnny? Johnny, you muted.
My bad. I muted myself. I thought that was me.
Nah.
I think that was me.
Listening on the delay. Yeah, he listening on YouTube.
Oh no, I was. Yeah. I was trying to keep up as I was dealing with the people. But keep going, fellas. My bad.
What you were saying, Black?
Is Guantanamo Bay a real army base or a detention center?
I think it's I don't know if it's an army base, but I think it's a military base. Let me see.
Maybe a naval base, but like I think
It's
been
a military
both.
prison. It's
It's
military
been both.
prison.
I think it's both. I think they've had prisoners there for sure.
Yeah, it's coming off more as a detention camp, military prison.
But I don't know if
like
it's an army base or a
official
navy base also.
It's a naval station, Guantanamo Bay.
But they've
The
had
U.S. base naval station, Guantanamo Bay.
But they've had prisoners there too.
It's the oldest overseas U.S. naval base.
Probably the closest also.
And the only one located in a country with which the U.S. does not have an active friendship.
Huh.
I don't even know how that works. I gotta read up on some more of that because I don't know how that works.
Well, I think because when we built it, they were friendly, and then like once Castro,
you know how it worked, Black, is because you get down or lay down. You are in the United States backyard. You just South Florida. That's all you are, is another South Florida island. Because can't you take a boat from Cuba to Florida? Ain't that what little Guillermo did? Didn't little Guillermo hop over on a raft from Cuba to Florida?
Elian Gonzalez. Swam. He swam over here.
He swam all the way.
He can't swim that far. If that nigga swim that far, he should be an Olympian. I don't think he swam that far.
Gonzalez.
I thought he like fell off a boat or something.
Yeah.
But I think Cuba closer than Puerto Rico though, honestly.
Nah, is it? Look, I just know niggas be getting on a boat. I know niggas be getting on a boat from Cuba to Florida like it's doable. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, I think
Cuba way closer than Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it's up more. But look, I do think one of the unspoken things of these moves is the oil supply to China. I don't think it's a coincidence. While I do agree with you, Black, that strategically you lock up Venezuela before you disrupt the Middle East, so that way on this side of the world the oil supply is going. We getting oil from Venezuela. We opening up the pipelines in the U.S. because the U.S. is low key one of the biggest reserves as well.
Yeah, we got oil too.
Know about
Texas.
But so I do agree strategically that makes sense. But I don't think it's a coincidence that prior to that Venezuela strike, they were getting 70-80% of China was getting 70-80% of Venezuela's export, and prior to this Iranian strike, China was getting 90% of Iran's exported oil. That is huge. That is huge.
I think they all on the same team.
If you think China is good, where they just got cut off with, and you talking about China is these niggas burn fossil fuels. This is a factory heavy, manufacturing heavy sort of country. They need those natural resources to fuel their economy. Full stop.
G, let me ask you this. You said like 90% of or 60% of Venezuelan oil was going to China and 90%
70% of Venezuela, 90% of Iran's.
What percentage of like the China oil
got to get oil from somewhere?
Yeah, we'll see. Let me see.
Like I'm saying, was that 40% of their oil, 30% of their oil? You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I got you.
How you think a war with us in China would look?
China man don't fight.
It would be bad, but it would be bad from a cyber perspective.
Yeah, they'd probably fuck our internet up. We'd be back on
they shutting down our whole electric grids, water systems, all the utilities. It's gonna get ugly.
And I think
I think they would do it though to like New York City.
But I think
LA,
it just depends
Miami.
on the theater of war, because like digitally that could get nasty. But I think just like a kinetic war when it's just like metal on metal, I don't think they got a chance against us. Like I think we just way more experienced in just doing the war thing.
And this leads us to another conversation.
And so like I think I'm pretty confident in us against it, but it depends on the theater. Like if it's a naval thing, I think we got them. I think like on army, like I don't think they'd want to see us boots on the ground for sure. Like bullets flying, I think we'd get them. Air Force, I think we could. I think we fly better than them. So I think the only advantage they would have on us would be like a cyber, the digital space.
What makes you think all these things?
because of our experience in war.
So not
Like we've seen.
current understanding of like what they can do and what we can do, just that we've been in wars.
But Q, but like before, like Russia fought Ukraine, it was universally thought that Russia had the second most powerful army and that they could just run over Ukraine. And then they actually put that in practice, and they come to find out that like the shit don't really go like how it look on paper all the time. And so just because like on paper
that proves
it's
a lot
but the
more.
American army, we've been in Kuwait.
Johnny, you don't think that proves a lot more of like the point that with America, where on paper, because they have a history of always fighting, being in wars and things like that, and that's what you're leveraging. Like that's the part that looks good on paper, correct?
I think their technology looks good on paper, like and like their advances.
You think that America has all right? So I think that this is probably a good time for us.
I think
to,
China's technology looks good on paper, but I don't think it's been proven in war.
About 20% of China's imported oil came from those two countries. About 20%.
Okay,
it's a pretty significant chunk, in my opinion. And what's interesting is if you look at the ranking, Russia does provide the most to China, but right behind them is Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq. So that strait, which is locked down, closed down, ain't nothing coming through there. Nada. Nada. UAE as well.
They ain't letting the hoes loose and hoe moose.
All right, so fellas, I guess where we're at right now, we're close enough to a space where we can transition into the main AI topic, in which I guess there's a couple spaces where we can get into it. But to start off, we're already at war, so it makes sense to keep it at war. And I'll start here, and maybe this allows us to unpack a little bit, and I can almost use this as an umbrella question. Is AI, if you're familiar with Palantir, if you're familiar with everything that's happened with Anthropic, OpenAI, Google DeepMind, Microsoft, I said Palantir already, but is AI becoming the new nuclear arms race? What did you thought?
Yes. I think, yeah, I mean, it for sure is. I don't think it should be, because I think the way we have like nuclear weapons, like treaties and stuff, like I think it should work like that. Because like if you look in the future, like AI is very dangerous, and having multiple, like if we don't work together with AI, if you got just different AIs just running, everybody trying to race, I think it will get out of hand very quickly. And I think we do have to be careful with AI and regulation, and not necessarily like it's not as violent as like nuclear, but you know they don't explode. But I think AI is something different, but that can get out of hand very quickly.
Are you familiar with what Palantir, Pete's what's his name, head chef, and
Thiel, Peter Thiel?
No. I'm talking about the Department of Defense.
Oh,
Sam Altman.
No. What's the
no,
man?
he's talking about head chef.
Head
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
he wants to do with Claude?
No.
Well, he wanted
right
to do with Claude.
Or what he wanted to do with Claude, which would be
mass surveillance.
Well, but on the war side, the autonomous
weapons,
robot swarms that kill at their own algorithm.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's pretty much what Anthropic is pushing back against. I mean, we'll get into it a little bit deeper.
I think that's stupid. I think that's stupid. I think the implications.
Johnny. So I guess I was saying that to say, if this is just the American version of said thing, what do you think China or Japan or all these other places are possibly as well cooking up?
No.
So that's more so where the nuclear arms race piece kind of like lands itself at.
I get that.
On the world stage, whoever wins the AI race, especially when we look at technology inside military, I'll toss it back to you.
No, I mean, I get that, but I think the implications for AI are way bigger. Like I think like these the small scale, yeah, you get the biggest guns, the fastest gun, you can shoot the most bullets, and like
That's
on a
nice.
small scale, like I understand like how running that race, whoever wins is gonna have an advantage, but I think the way we look at AI is dangerous because if there's a Chinese AI, American AI, eventually like I don't know if y'all seen it. It's called Project 27, but it talks about when like once we let AI become like sentinel, when we lose control of it and it becomes dangerous not just for the Chinese people or the America, it's just for like on a global stage. And I think that's the scary part. We have these AIs that are just choosing to shoot bullets randomly. Like, what happens when that becomes, out of the American control or the Chinese control, and then sentinel?
Right. All right. So,
I think that's the scary
and Johnny,
part.
you're meaning sentience, but
he watched too much X-Men, Steve.
I didn't even see that he said. He kept saying sentience. All right, but yes, saying to the point. I think that you're moving to where we're going to eventually get. But right now we're staying macro. Where again, the question is about the arms race. You started speaking a little bit more about how AI can be used on the American people eventually inside the future. And again, the question is just like broadened right now is inside the sense of the arms race. So, for example, if I'm not mistaken, I think that a part of what the U.S. government is attempting to do, whether for good or bad or whatever, however you feel, is like they want to get, maybe I just said this, like autonomous drones that are autonomous and they can choose who they want to kill when they're inside, like say the battle zone of whatever, wherever they're at. Let's say they're in Palestine. That's where Palantir loves to, test shit out at and see. So they're making their decisions without human control. So that the idea is having a 50 swarming drones going to kill people, and this be the new warfare in the sense of like no boots on the ground. It's just this is who's winning.
Hey, but Q, like I push back on that a little bit. Like, I mean, I guess like if you like let's use Gaza for an example. Okay. You send 50 IDF officers or 50 drones. I mean, I think like it's gonna be indiscriminate shooting either way.
All right.
The thing with the drones is, but listen though, the thing with the thing with the drones is like, if you can create the drones to be autonomous or to shoot or send 50,000, somebody can create something to disable them too. Because technology is technology, and it's like, all right, if I can code an algorithm to make these drones do that, somebody on the opposite side can create some type of barrier that's going to disable them when they come into airspace. So I'm not that necessary. Drones, I feel like is a way to weaken somebody, maybe, or start to impenetrate their forces. But at the end of the day, you still gonna need men, like, because somebody can still code something that when you get in this range, that drone gonna get disabled. Like we're already seeing that with the missiles and with drones already, with them being able to disable them in airspace. So that's not too.
So Black, I guess asking you more or less. So you don't feel that whoever in the next 5 to 10 years, just using the nuclear arms race thing as something just to kind of launch the conversation, you don't think that whoever owns the most powerfulest AI is going to own a big say in what the future looks like moving forward? Whatever country that ends up being. I think that, right now in America, we look at us as almost having like a priority to it. But expect, again, inside all the ways that warfare can be fought in the future, drones could be one way, but there's a bunch of other different automated and autonomous ways that warfare could happen. And who owns the AI to that? Whether that's digital, it's physical.
The AI gonna own them though.
Well, that's another question, but we'll get to there. Hey, Black, talk to us.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a cold war right now, but I also think, especially a lot of the governments don't even fully understand it yet, which is like if you listen to a lot of these AI CEOs when they're talking, it's like they just kind of want to gain control, but they haven't really fully realized what they're getting control of. They're just like, no, we need to kind of get ahead of it. And the AI is advancing so fast that, you know, they don't really know what to do at this point. And also the power in
them niggas be sounding like evil leaders to me.
The power in owning it is still based on like how many people you got attached to it. So if we look at like OpenAI with the recent ChatGPT thing now, you know, they lost 700,000 subscribers in a day. It's a record for any app. 265% subscription loss. So they losing that data that they're supposed to be giving to the government, to the Pentagon, which is one of the reasons people are canceling OpenAI. And he donated 25 million to Trump and stuff. So you still got to have the people to believe in whatever platform, because it's like if you got this platform but nobody's on it, how you going to extract data from them and stuff?
I got a question.
A little bit, but
hey, Q,
while he's there, I feel like it's perfect to play this meme, and then we'll throw to you, Johnny.
Canceling ChatGPT, and you may seriously want to after watching this video. The makers of Claude Code have been feuding publicly with the Pentagon Department of War, who wants to be able to use Claude for mass domestic surveillance in the United States and autonomous weaponry. They are refusing to help with these use cases. So OpenAI, ChatGPT, has swooped in and offered to do these things for the US government, despite hundreds of employees from both Google and OpenAI signing a petition to not do this. Here's why.
And I will say, I think OpenAI started to walk back their stance a little bit. But yeah.
I got a question. Because, and it goes perfectly with that meme. But as a black man in America, and I'm gonna just, I'm gonna throw it out there. We already know the police are racist, and there's a certain level of discrimination is that we're gonna face on a human level. Do we think the robots are going to be more racist than the police currently are, or there's a chance they might be less racist when it comes down to say just the interactions where sometimes there's the personal bias that comes in a lot of police violence and stuff where a robot's not gonna have that personal bias.
I don't know if
or implicit bias. Program them to be biased. They already have that in AI now. They already have racial bias in AI now. That's the thing. Like the people behind it.
Do you think it's easier to fix in a robot or a person?
Well, the issue. I don't know how you connect this to the meme, but the issue would be that, say, what Anthropic is pushing back, one of their red lines is the mass surveillance and how they're using how they used Palantir, in which I guess I was doing some research, and it almost sounds like they already have this on American people, and we're just unbeknownst. But it's profiling based on you. Like all your photos on your social media, like all your conversations in Discord, like everything, like from your health record to like anything that you do, like all these things are put together inside a profile, and then they start saying if you're likely, less likely to commit crime, commit acts of terrorism, XYZ. And these things, these things all make themselves up into. Shout out Tone. Tone talk about it, the little they have a little score for it. And
but Q, can I ask
the issue the issue would be that if the algorithm already looks at let's just say certain terminology words and how Black people communicate as these negative stripes, and the algorithm chooses for that specifically, and looks at that as behavior that could possibly lead to I don't know what, like killing, murder, XYZ. Because this sounds similar to slang that some guys from Chicago used to use.
Like Minority Report type shit.
It's literally Minority Report. There's a way where on a massive, large scale, way more efficient than police could do today, AI could exercise this thing for sure. Did Johnny freeze?
All right, he looked froze because he can't be thinking that deeply. This thing, I was like, Johnny, you want that deep, bro? Like, yo. I was like, bro, can't be thinking that hard about it now. Come on now, Johnny.
All right.
Froze.
Yeah, he really.
There you go.
He coming back. I don't know if anybody else wanted to respond to where we was at.
What's the question again?
Shit.
He was just talking about how police being more efficient or the AI being more efficient than the human police. And
I forget what Johnny made a statement that kind of spurred that. I think it was somewhere based along the lines of, well, the police are already racist. How much more racist AI can be? That's kind of like the sentiment that he was giving.
Yeah, I don't share that sentiment, but what I will say though is very interesting. So OpenAI has actually had a couple of missteps, arguably, here recently. Okay. Not only this situation with the Pentagon, but also maybe within the last month or so, they've been getting a lot of scrutiny because they're going to be having paid ads in their responses. So now advertisers are going to be advertising through the AI, right? Yeah. And so when you are an advertiser, so this is my biggest knock against OpenAI. If you're aware,
they're saying like advertising on a side rail or something like that.
We don't necessarily know. That's the thing. Okay. We don't necessarily know, and they're trying to act like, nah, we wouldn't do that. But at the end of the day, they're going to be taking paid advertisement. So why would you pay for advertisement if you're not going to get eyes on what you're paying for, right? So
greedy, man.
So speaking of greed, if you're aware of OpenAI's history, their initial mission was to be like a nonprofit, community service-based type of platform that provided AI services at no cost. That was the initial mission. Now, you fast forward. A lot of people don't know that OpenAI is actually a joint venture where Microsoft owns, I think, 49% of the company.
It's kind of, I guess, yes, it's kind of become something like that. I was looking up something that talked about it where a lot of their funding comes from, like, they use some version of the Microsoft platform. OpenAI, like ChatGPT is not really, they're not profitable right now.
Not only are they not profitable, they're, like I said, Microsoft owns like 49% of they're 49% owners of OpenAI, Microsoft. So low key, when you use Copilot at work, you're just using the back end of ChatGPT, but not quite as good of a service. But nonetheless, OpenAI started as this community-based sort of platform to then getting integrated with Microsoft to now they're burning through so much cash because AI is just the amount of energy it takes, the data centers, etc. Like it is a huge capital investment. They've had deals with NVIDIA that have also like crashed in the last few months as NVIDIA committed to spending, or OpenAI committed to spending X amount of billions of dollars and so forth. And so OpenAI has, and then they had the whole incident with Sam Altman about a year or so ago where he was essentially like thrown out of the company and then the people got mad and then they brought him back. But like OpenAI definitely has like changed from their inception. Whereas someone like, or a company like Anthropic, excuse me, they've maintained the same brand and mission from the start, and they've echoed that through their work. Whereas OpenAI, it's very clear that OpenAI, it has really catered to like the consumerism market versus like the idea of like making AI available for all people so that it improves everybody's quality of life. They try to market it like that, but the reality is that that's not what they're on today. So I think OpenAI is definitely facing some backlash. Back in the 90s, Gateway was a very popular computer, and now you can't find a fucking Gateway. So OpenAI might just be, one of those companies that was early to the market, but just because you're early and one of the first ones to arrive doesn't mean you're going to be one of the ones to last. And me personally, if you look at like the latest Gemini model, it's actually pretty damn good. The latest Gemini model. Essentially, honestly, unless you're a coder, the LLMs are kind of like, it's splitting hairs from Gemini to Claude to OpenAI to even like DeepSeek, what the Chinese folks are doing. So depending on how you use AI, the average person isn't even really like in the weeds like that with coding, where it's like where it really starts to make a difference. So I think OpenAI, man, they're struggling to connect with their core audience that carried them from the start. And a lot of folks are switching over, going to competitors. Like I know Claude is definitely very popular, but Gemini is catching up very quickly. The way that they've integrated Gemini and on YouTube, on Chrome, across the board, like how you can connect everything from a workspace perspective, Gemini offers a lot of value too. And this is not an ad, but OpenAI, man, like when we talk about greedy, they make you, if you want the pro version, they make you pay $20 a month every month. You can't even pay for a yearly subscription. With Gemini, you can pay the yearly subscription, get your discount, and you can share that Gemini with up to 6 profiles. That's all I'm saying. For the same price. You get that pro value. So look, man, I switched over to Gemini, man. I had to do it, man. Fuck OpenAI, man. I was like, I'm giving niggas $20 a month. They won't let me pay for a year. I can't share it.
This is my first month of OpenAI, ChatGPT, and now everybody would have switched to Claude. So I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I switched to Claude. Like I was a heavy like ChatGPT user. I feel like I was talking about it on the show. I use it like every day at work. I switched last week to Claude. Ain't missing no beat. Only reason I do Google Gemini because I don't really trust Google fully. But like G said, they all neck and neck. It's PlayStation and Xbox really. It's kind of what you prefer. Unless you're doing some real in-depth stuff with the coding and things, then you might just prefer one over the other. But majority of us, we not doing that,
Who make better graphics? Like
I mean,
they say Gemini got the best
visual processor. I don't even use. I use Midjourney. I use Nano Banana. It's way
Nano Bananas in Gemini.
It's way different. It's way more graphic generations like than.
I'm gonna have to tap in with you. Yeah. I didn't gave in. I said
even now, Gemini, you can generate music, bro. It's just getting crazy now. It's getting. You
heard of Suno? You heard of Suno?
Nah.
Oh man, especially I don't know. You still do music cue, but like Suno, man, you can hum a melody, and this thing will create songs for you. You can type the lyrics in, like it's just doing crazy stuff. Cause I make like a lot of YouTube videos, and the big thing now is like copyrighted music to get your reach and stuff. So. With Suno, you can go have an idea. It creates songs for you. You can choose the genre from Afro beats, R&B. This ain't no ad either, but it's just crazy. Like what you can do with a lot of this stuff when you kind of sit down and really kind of practice with it. And then once you get stuff mastered, that's when your creativity kick in. It's like, oh, I can do this. Like people making jingles on YouTube with Suno and making hella money. They're making kid songs. The kid song shit is blowing up and. Making a little trendy stuff like that. I made a song for the school last week, a little anthem. So it's just.
Hey, you already did a little anthem.
A little anthem, yeah.
Like a little.
A little Johnson C. Smith anthem. This nigga wild, boy. He said,
I mean,
what's that nigga mascot? What y'all, the Golden Bears or some shit? What's y'all shit?
You know we the Golden Bulls.
Golden
don't
Bulls.
That.
That's right. That's right. My bad.
Drop a little anthem, a little hit on the students.
Yeah, but even with that, I'm like, shoot, I might can make some real music, and maybe not make Billboard, but you can monetize that shit on YouTube, and it gets plays. Like you make an hour-long playlist, people put that shit on a repeat, and them little lo-fi playlists and stuff, they have millions of views. You can create stuff like that, make you a little lo-fi, get you a little thumbnail, and that shit blows up. People making real money just off standalone music and shit like that, so vibes I call it.
And that kid shit, pause, like
that's where the money.
That's a money maker, bro. Like it's crazy how many now. I'm praying I don't fall victim to this, but it's just crazy how many parents sit their kids in front of YouTube as like, and that shit just plays.
And like, they'll watch the same joint all day,
over and over. Exactly the same shit every single time. It's crazy.
About a year until they like something new.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't feel victim. So look, tonight, I don't know when I'm gonna go to sleep, but all right, so my work day really don't start till about like 2:30ish, because that's when kids get out of school and then I run a gym, whatever, right? But my day every morning starts about 7:30 to 8:30, because my daughter gonna wake me up. And I'll be needing that like hour and a half, 30-minute, maybe two. I'll be needing that buffer. And so she like, I know it's like 4 of them that she like. She like Little Bear, she like Magic School Bus. She like,
that's a classic.
Yeah, like it's a few of them that she like. She like the little ABC lady. It's like 3 or 4 of them. And as I'm waking up and my daughter running around that room, and sometimes just trying to get her them sits, throwing a little Magic School Bus. Get my last 15 minutes out, and then we're gonna get up and get to it. It's a tool.
Hey, look, I know inevitably you're gonna have to use something.
It's a tool.
As I don't want to fall victim to where the tool becomes a crutch, if you will. Yeah. That I've just witnessed. I've witnessed recently. I was like, "Damn, is you not gonna do nothing else but put the tablet in front of this nigga?" Like,
crazy.
No, we don't do tablets at all though. It be TV. She still run around and kind of do some stuff, and then she'll sit, watch.
Bro, it's like niggas that's not even one with a dedicated tablet.
Nah, we'll
be joined to the hip with them. Like
when I be holding my son, he just now starting to kind of track and stuff. And then when I be on my phone, I'm starting to see him look at my screen and shit. I'm like, oh damn, let me put this up before he see that ass come across the screen.
Yeah, I've seen some parents be intentional.
That's what he are.
Yeah, I've seen some parents be intentional about trying not to use their phones around their kids. I know it's hard in our time.
It's tough, man.
Yeah, I know. I always say I wasn't gonna be one of them tablet parents, and I don't got no kid. I dated my ex. I was with her for a while and her daughter, and that tablet was a damn lifesaver because it was the only thing to make this little. She was like 4. Bro, like that shit was the only thing. The tablet and some orange juice. Good. Like she drank orange juice like Lamar Odom do crack, like non-stop.
Oh damn, and that OJ ain't nothing but sugar.
All day. Like
going crazy.
You try to dilute it with water, she be like, what is this? Like, nah.
God damn it. All right, so I do have a couple memes that I can play. So I guess we could start off with just some of this, introducing some of this Palantir conversation. I know I'm probably like way late on this, but yeah, over the past couple days, maybe it was either Palantir or Anthropic. I think the Anthropic dude doing the interview on 60 Minutes, it kind of caught some of like what I could like the algorithm that I could peep, and I was like, oh damn, like shit seems a little bit further than I thought. And it led me to the wormhole of like seeing Palantir and how things are being used and where we're at specifically inside this even if we say like the American arms race of a big brother in the surveillance state, I guess you could say. So with that said, I'll play a couple different memes that deals with like Palantir. Maybe we get the some Anthropic stick, but I'll push play.
Called Palantir, and its mission is to connect every piece of data about you into one master file for the government. Their software named after a dark. There's a reason the government's favorite tech company is named after a dark magic seeing stone from Lord of the Rings. It's called Palantir, and its mission is to connect every piece of data about you into one master file for the government. Their software, called Gotham, takes all the scattered pieces of your life, your driver's license, your social media, your location history, even your private messages if subpoenaed, and transforms it into a single searchable web. The U.S. has spent over $1.9 billion on it. The Department of Defense uses it. The IRS uses it to hunt down taxpayers. They can build a detailed profile on you based on anything, from your immigration status to the tattoos on your body. And because the algorithm is a secret, they can flag you as a security risk, and you'll never know why. The company's own CTO said their goal is to become the U.S. government's central operating system. There's a reason the government's favorite tech company is named after a dark magic sea.
You would be mistaken. Let's talk about, if you think JD Vance just became vice president organically, you would be mistaken. Let's talk about Peter Thiel, the powerful man who quietly got him elected, and why he's one of the greatest threats to democracy, arguably one of the most dangerous men alive. Many folks refer to Thiel as Vance's puppet master, a way for him to control the White House and its policies from the outside. Vance was his protege. Back in 2011, Thiel hired him to work as a venture capitalist at his company. Over the next decade, he slowly shaped his world and political views, grooming him for everything to come. In 2022, he bankrolled Vance's Senate campaign, which allowed him to win, and the rest is history. Since then, Vance has become the megaphone for Thiel's political agenda, and this is where things start to get scary. Peter Thiel is the co-founder of Palantir, the company that builds AI-powered kill technology, which is powering both ICE and the IDF over in Gaza today. Thiel wrote a very concerning essay back in 2009 where he believed that freedom was incompatible with democracy. His point was that everything from welfare to voting rights were terrible for both capitalism and innovation. Instead, he believed that the elite should govern. Look at the US today and you'll start to connect the dots. Thiel obviously also believes in mass surveillance and predictive policing, a scary thing straight out of movies like Minority Report. In case you missed it, President Trump tasked Thiel to create a master database on all of us. Everyone in the US now has a score tied to their name based off of all sorts of data they have access to. The dystopian future has already arrived, with Thiel shaping it from the shadows. I'm the founder of Interval News, a platform where we are highly...
We ain't got to get to that, but we'll listen to him a little bit more.
Of Palantir, a company that builds AI-powered kill technology. Here's some of the things you definitely need to know, starting from least to most concerning. First, they built something called the digital kill chain. This is essentially custom AI software designed to track and kill hostile targets. But what gets really interesting is what they are building today, software that determines who might be a future threat before anything happens at all. Now, Palestine has been a playground for them over the past few years, their opportunity to deploy and perfect all their kill tech against mostly innocent civilians and children. They just confirmed their involvement in the terrorist attack you might remember, where hundreds of pagers exploded, killing and injuring so many innocent civilians. And today, the people in Gaza are living in a dystopian world where AI-powered drones are constantly stalking them and killing them if they're determined threats. Last week, an innocent grandmother was walking, being stalked by one of these drones, and was ultimately shot down because it automatically determined that she seemed like a threat. In case you think their work doesn't affect you, let's wrap with a fact that you will definitely find concerning. Everyone's current favorite, ICE, targeting US citizens and immigrants alike, is powered by Palantir. In case you missed it, earlier in the year, Trump tasked Palantir with creating a master database on every US citizen. Palantir now has access to ICE, the IRS, HHS, and more. Heck, if you even have an Oura ring, they have access to your health data. The goal is to categorize the people in America as potential threats based off of your name, your race, your religion, and especially anything that you post on social media. If you disagreed with the Trump administration or anything happening abroad, you will be bucketed into a category. Now, I'm on a mission to push back in any way I can.
All right, we can start there. Fellas, what is your thoughts?
I mean, the FBI just confirmed it. Like, they already are monitoring anybody who speaks out against Trump, against Israel, against Jews. They already making files on people online. It's gonna get scary to the point where at first off, everybody needs to start cleaning up they online as much as possible, but I don't know how they can still go back, but they want full control of everything. It was a lady, I wish I found a video because she was talking about the digital money that they're trying to push and how if it switches to that, then that means they can turn your money off anytime. If you do switch to digital money. It's them having access to your bank accounts, to your messages, to everything. It's just full on surveillance. And I mean, I really think we're already halfway there. I think they already got our data. You got an iPhone, you use Google, use social media. Nobody reads terms and conditions on nothing if you're really honest. So I mean, they got our data. So it's also like, well, what else can you get? Like, what else do y'all want? What are you gonna do with this? Because they really already got everything. All the stuff he listed, they can get access to. They can subpoena your messages right now. They want to through Apple, through Samsung, through all these companies. So I just don't get like how much more. What else do they want? And then I don't. What else they gonna do with it? But I just know I don't trust the government having that stuff. But one thing I like about the AI is it's not completely monopolized where only one person can design and create these platforms. We got multiple platforms and multiple people that know how to create them, and multiple people still creating new ones. So. And I think the government is trying to get ahead of that, and they're trying to monopolize and just control it, because I don't even think they fully know what it is and what it's going to be. But I just think they know we need to be in control of this right now.
Yeah, I kind of agree in that a lot of this, I think, is already in play. Now they just have the, I think at once. So if we take a step back to like post 9/11 NSA, what's that dude, Edward Snowden, who blew the whistle on like surveillance and stuff like that. I think a lot of this stuff has been going on, but the difference now is that they have the technology to quickly assess and process all of the data that they've been collecting. It's one thing to monitor and surveil. It's another thing to prompt and get instant analysis of all that data in an accurate fashion. And so the computing power to process all of this data that's been collected over the years, now that it's caught up, I think like that's the thing that makes the difference. It's like at one point in time they were surveilling and they had all this data, but they didn't really have a way to make it actionable. They didn't have a way to really process it, go through it, analyze it, gather insights. Whereas now you could do that relatively easy. Like I was reading something, it said in March, when they had the recent incident in the Middle East, they simulated over 50,000 different versions of the next 10 minutes of combat in seconds. That's the game that they're playing using these technologies from companies like Palantir, Claude, etc. They actually use both of those technologies. So
but I think that Palantir is almost like the broader thing, and then they use the AI from.
It's like the operating system, and then they sit that on top of that. Yeah. So it all works together, but like when you think about like what that means, you telling me we got the opportunity to game out 50,000 different scenarios,
right? And what's also correct? Maybe y'all are more fluent than me. But the deal that they struck in July with, what was it? Google with Gemini, OpenAI, Anthropic, and who's the fourth one? There was four of them. They gave them $200 million. To have access to their AIs, to be able to use them as they want. And that's kind of where this whole Anthropic issue is coming in at right now, because of that. They're not allowing them to use it inside the ways that the government wants to because of Anthropic. I guess they're like more or less they're supposed to, or they position themselves as like the moral AI.
They try to, yeah.
And it's interesting, just I guess I would love to get your idea of the private sector regulating the government and not the other way around.
What do you mean by them regulating the government?
So if we look at OpenAI, for example, right now you're looking at a private company like Silicon Valley company. They are actually attempting to regulate government overreach instead of government typically would regulate, within monopolies and shit like that, the private sector overreaching competition. And they're saying that their red line is not allowing them to do this, this, and this. And the government wants to do that, but due to our First Amendment rights. We have the right to disagree with it, and that's why we're not doing it. It's like a 180 from what you typically would see from the government, a private sector space, and the roles. So yeah, talk to me.
I think it just speaks to the corporate oligarchy, if you will. Like, that's just where we are as a country. You know, we've got, I think, 10 companies out of the S&P are responsible for like the overwhelming majority of what's going on in terms of revenue and growth. And so when you have these large companies that are just crazy valuable and at this cutting edge of AI, like, you know, people like this is the stuff that Bernie Sanders was, you know, yelling about, screaming about, and still screams about to this day, and that the corporations just have too much power over us as people. Because like to your point, it's gotten to the situation where the companies can dictate to the government what's going to happen and not happen because they just have too much power, too much influence. So it's just one of those things, man, where it's like, I feel like as a citizen, you damned either way. So it's like, how can you ensure that you're getting some value out of where things are going? Because if you try to fight against it, you're going to get left behind very quickly. That's kind of how I feel about it. It's one of those things where you have to, it's like, it's one of those things where if you don't openly adopt it and embrace it, you're going to suffer severely in the long run as a citizen. So it's like, you really gonna protect your data that much to where you isolate yourself to where the world is moving? I respect people who feel that way and move that way, but I just don't foresee how you're gonna survive with that mindset in terms of how things are moving.
Gotcha. A Black, talk to me.
Yeah, I agree with G. I just feel like we just gonna have to start being as careful as we can be. It's kind of hard because we depend on everything online now, our apps, our banking, like everything. But just gonna have to be more careful about what you're putting out there. I mean, if you're not doing nothing salacious, I guess you really got nothing to worry about. But if you trying to do something revolutionary or, you know, anything that would raise government suspicions, you got to stay completely off technology, off phones, offline, anything completely.
No bank,
and you got to watch your voice now, because I don't think that Alexa not listening when they're not off, or these phones are not listening when
Siri,
we think they off. Like they're listening. And they in the terms and conditions when you read the thing about the audio picking up, and that's why you see these ads coming your screen. Like, damn, you think, like, when did they know I was wanting this couch? You know, I just talking to my mom about it, and now I'm seeing these couches.
I ain't gonna lie, I be feeling like I be thinking shit, and then I start seeing on that.
That too. I swear that too. But if you just say it, like, you can just, your phone can be black, and you can just say it, and I guarantee in the next 2 days you'll start seeing the ads for that.
You know, there is, I've heard multiple perspectives on that. Like, one, so like it's a couple angles. One, they definitely do location tracking with the cookies and stuff, so they know when you're in a certain area, so they can market to you things in that area in real time. But I've heard people say that the algorithms for the advertisers are so smart that it's not a coincidence that you think something and then they're pitching it to you. Like, it's the algorithms are that good in predicting what you are interested in. I think if that is in fact true, that is a.
Do you watch that show on Netflix called Night Agent?
I haven't seen
it.
Yeah,
I've
heard about it.
So
I've seen season 1. I've seen
the new season. They on season 3. They kind of are tapping into this AI and surveillance a little bit. And like one of the agents, they got like, they can like tap into somebody else's phone and basically turn it into a recording device, like but while it's still dark or off and stuff. So they can spy through your phone.
And we'd be foolish to think that they can't do that already.
Yeah, I mean, I think they can. Just because we think something is off, don't mean it's off.
Well, that's one of the reasons why they didn't like TikTok, was because the terms and conditions of the app gave the app access to all your metadata on your iPhone. So their algorithm was so fine-tuned because they're looking at all your metadata across like your entire iPhone. Whereas these other apps didn't have that intricate of a system to pull the data. So
and also they didn't like it because that it was going to China.
Right,
they don't mind
exactly.
it as long as the US getting the data, which now they got.
Now
TikTok,
they do. Yeah,
and they switched it up, and it was a big deal. A lot of people left. A lot of people still there because now it's like built this following. People don't want to leave, but the only thing was China was getting the data. Now it's like the US is getting the data, so we can keep TikTok. But that was the whole issue was in question because China was getting all that data from us, and I don't know what they go do with it, but I don't do it all.
No, I
do know Iran is targeting data centers.
I got folks in the DC area who their companies put blocks to where you could not get on TikTok on the company Wi-Fi. Like,
oh yeah,
no, like, but not like a social media ban specifically. You could get on Facebook and other shit. They would not let you access TikTok specifically because of this idea of China and what could be going to China. It's crazy.
China.
Yeah. I mean, it was a thing even with the colleges. Like, I think it might still be in place where a lot of colleges wasn't allowing, TikTok platforms.
Oh shit!
Let me ask this as a nigga in college setting, because speaking of AI,
what you mean by it as a nigga in a college setting? What does that mean?
Like, A Black, he's like in a college setting.
Are you asking A Black this?
Yeah. Let me ask A Black this nigga in college. Like, how do schools? Because back in the day they had those things where you could upload it and check for plagiarism and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And in this day and age,
they still got it
with AI and stuff. Like, I feel like it's just college. It would be like a breeze in theory if I had these tools today to go through.
Well, they have the AI detectors. I know
they can. You can plug in any paper, anything, and it can tell you. They got websites that can tell you something is AI created. And these students, I've seen a guy last year. He couldn't walk across the stage because he used AI for his whole senior paper. And the worst thing about it, they don't even be proofreading this shit. Like, they generate it, they turn it in. It'll still have like the little ChatGPT notes at the bottom, like all type of little stuff. Like, they won't even go through and tweak it. That's how lazy they've gotten. So a lot of them, it's half and half. A lot of students are real anti-AI, and then a lot of them kind of lean on it, and then some of them like use it as a tool like you're supposed to, and still use their brain. But a lot of the professors are realizing that it's not going anywhere. So they have what they call AI ethics, and just like with the internet, if you want to use it, you got to cite stuff. You only can use it for a certain percentage of your work and stuff like that. So they finding ways like that. But yeah, some students, like I got a TV studio and we produce a show and we got to write scripts for it. And this girl, like, she kept trying to use ChatGPT for everything, and I'm like, yo, you're gonna have to think for yourself at some point, like. And so that class is coming up as where kind of how we use the internet. They use, I mean, I guess it's still the internet, but they use an AI in that way where they lean on it too heavily, and they're not developing that critical thinking, that you need. And I feel like our generation, we already had critical thinking. We already had to do the paragraphs and stuff, so we can use AI as an enhancement, whereas they use it as like
a starting point.
Exactly, a whole dependable thing. So it's a mix of it. Like, you got students that's real against it and they don't use it, and then some that's like that's their life. And like I said, they won't check it. I got a kid, he make the graphics, and he make dope graphics and he'll use AI to make the captions, but he won't read. I'm like, bro, you got a caption for a basketball game for 2024. Like, just proofread it. Like, we all using it, but at least proof. So it's got to it's already doing all the work for you. All you gotta do is check over it, and they won't even do that. They just like submit the shit. Like, boom, it's good.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a thing, but like I say, it's so new that they still are finding ways to navigate it, because you want to use it in an educational sense. You don't want to get left behind, but you gotta teach them how to use it ethically and the right way and stuff.
Gotcha. All right. So before we get all the way off of this part of the AI conversation, I'll push play on this. This goes a little bit more into the specific Anthropic thing. We can talk about this, and then we can kind of move on into some of the job sector stuff, some of just other parts of the conversation. But I'll push play.
The correct timeline of events here. So Palantir and Anthropic have a partnership. Palantir works with the DoD to help capture Maduro, and they use Anthropic's AI tools in the operation. After kidnapping Maduro, workers at Anthropic go to Palantir and say, hey, what did you use our stuff for in this operation? The public so far has no information as to what specifically it was used for. Fast forward, we now have Pete Hegseth having a meeting with Anthropic, demanding that they get the right to use Anthropic's AI, Claude, to put it in autonomous killing machines and to mass surveil domestic citizens. And Anthropic, being one of the only AI companies that is actually advocating for more regulation, says no. Pete Hegseth then says, you have to do it. Otherwise, we will label you as a governmental risk to the supply chain. And we will use the Defense Production Act to force you to let us use your AI in autonomous killing machines and to surveil all of our citizens. If that last part sounds a bit confusing, it's because Pete Hegseth is essentially extorting Anthropic. He's threatening to cut off their profit avenues by labeling them a risk so that they can't have any government contracts, while simultaneously using the Defense Production Act to force them to work for the DoD's specific needs. He's throwing his weight and power around to coerce them into just giving it up willingly. That being said, we shouldn't lightly scoot over the reasons they want to use this, which is for autonomous killing machines and mass surveillance. Anthropic has said no, because we don't know if it will actually work. It may turn on the soldiers. It may just spray into a crowd of citizens. We are not sure that it can be truly autonomous. And Pete Hegseth says, I don't care, give it to me. When considering Pete Hegseth's motives as to why there's such a push for this tech to be integrated, when you use the lens of some global competition for superior defense and offense, it doesn't really answer all of the questions, especially when discussing urgency, why it has to happen this week or next week. But when you shift that lens to something more domestic, and you remember that ICE is stockpiling weapons, they're buying up warehouses for larger detention centers, and the general slide into fascism that is occurring in this country, now adding in this, it does seem to answer the questions a bit more thoroughly.
All right, fellas, what's your thoughts? Welcome back, Johnny.
What up? So what y'all saying, they gonna turn the AI loose against us?
I mean, so they're trying to basically create these autonomous weapons where the AI decides on what to do. And what the Anthropic CEO said is like, we haven't gotten to the level yet where we trust enough that it can choose properly. And what the Hegseth dude said, I don't care, I need it anyway, because he's like, oh, well, China got it, or they got it, using the whole fear thing. But they're like, so
fuck it, we ball.
Hey, let me ask y'all this.
And then OpenAI came in like, well, if y'all don't do it, then we got you.
We'll take that bread.
Yeah.
When they said it couldn't choose properly, did that mean like it was already racist or not racist?
AI hallucinates, Johnny. AI
hallucinates. Not gotten to the level
saying
of
they don't trust the accuracy of the results to leave that up to AI to make those decisions. That's
Johnny,
all.
have you heard about AI hallucination?
Bro, I can't even do a flyer right yet. So
yeah, like it listen, I
haven't heard that term. I haven't heard the term.
Like that's a literal term within AI, is that it hallucinates sometimes. It gives you bad data, bad results, all these other things. And if right now with where AI is at, if you're allowing it to make decisions on killing people, who says that, or not even who says, there's going to be moments where it hallucinates.
And when you say hallucinate too, one of the pieces of that is that it feeds you what it thinks you want to hear. So what AI will start to do over time is figure out what you prefer. And then the answers will start to tilt or sway to your preferences versus being truly objective.
What about a person
from a data perspective?
You train the AI like you train a soldier, like you.
But you don't think a person is biased also?
No, all that is true. All of that, nobody's saying a person not biased, but the thing is, Johnny, like my thing is this: you can't get justice on a robot.
Yeah, that's true.
And Johnny,
wouldn't it be like
robot
AI,
has no accountability, whereas a human does.
On a cop too until recently.
And the thing is, people
they got
are
qualified
biased.
immunity. They got the thing that like lets them do that.
Imagine, Johnny, imagine this. So people are biased, right? So if I get control of this technology, I can train. Say Hitler. If Hitler gets control of open AI, what do you think he would train the AI to be biased towards?
I don't necessarily think the person that's training the AI is as racist as the person that's like on the street every day as a cop, though.
So Johnny, would you hear when we just
Do you
watched?
know that for a fact?
Johnny, are you familiar?
I missed
with
a little
Peter
bit.
Thiel?
I missed a little bit.
Are you familiar with Peter Thiel?
Yeah, he's the owner of or CEO of Palantir.
Are you familiar
Also
with
co-founder of PayPal with Elon back in the day? PayPal Mafia.
Are you familiar with some of his leanings and ideas in general?
South African.
Like what? Not particularly.
I don't know. Like, what does he think about freedom and democracy when it comes down to people and having like opinions and shit like that?
All right.
He's apartheid.
All right.
Yeah. Like, what is? Yeah, like it's what does he feel that his political leanings are, and if they would be digestible enough for anybody to ever get elected? Like, these are things that come out of his own mouth.
I mean,
he is the owner of or co-owner of the biggest AI.
So you're saying they're gonna program it to be racist?
Yeah, I'm saying that the owner of it admits these things about himself and his thing in his ideology, but as well, he also states, again, if you just do like a Peter Thiel deep dive, or like brush through, because I really just brushed through, like you'll see him talk about how he believes that technology will replace politics eventually, or it's a way to usurp politics in general. And this would then become, the use of AI, XYZ, in which he's founded.
I mean, I get what y'all saying though. Like, I mean, I ain't like saying, but like Palantir is like, what's the difference between like Palantir and like open AI? Like,
well, I think that Palantir is like the deeper data. Well, I think Palantir uses all the data and puts it together, and the AI uses. I don't know, like
open
it's
AI
almost
is a LLM,
Mhm.
so it's a large language model, which is one type of AI. So open AI.
Palantir use open AI.
It can use that. It can use Claude. It could use any LLM. It can use any LLM. So I'm like, so I don't want to get, because I'm not as well versed in the layers of AI, but like LLM is OpenAI, Gemini, Claude, where you can prompt and all these other things.
Like Sora, that'd be one.
Palantir is basically focused on
it's like an operating system,
corporation,
work,
military, Fortune 500.
I think it's a lot about data.
OpenAI is more consumer based.
It's like I said, it's like an operating system. If you want to leverage that LLM to like a steroid level ability, you operate it on Palantir's operating system.
And to my understanding, Palantir analyzes a bunch of data. Like that's his thing.
they get
AI takes Claude or OpenAI and all these other things. They take that data and do things with it. So Palantir just takes the data and it analyzes it and gives you results from it. And then you put on top of that another AI to kind of give
how do you program racism into like a system like Palantir?
You can train it.
You program. Hold up. You can program racism. I think
I'm asking, like, it has to be a literal thing that they're programmed into it.
A machine is only going to do what you put into it. Now, if you put into the machine that you know that these AI and all of this can also educate its own self. If you started out with ignorance, it can develop itself to become even more and more. You understand what I'm saying? So,
but at what point does it figure out that that's wrong? Like AI does that though too. Like as it grows, it figures out.
What version of AI are you talking about? Johnny, listen. If you start out, if you are the person that invented this or started this, and this is all this thing knows is this right here, or it's encrypted into it to know this. After a while, after it starts getting this, it's gonna think that it's right by doing this. That's what they're saying. AI can come and create its own language. It can do all these different things. Now, if you started being prejudiced towards these people or towards this or whatever, after a while, it can grow and teach itself to become even more dumb. Or stupid, as I say. Not dumb, but stupid. You know what I'm saying? It can be more ignorant.
Let me tell you how they connect too. Let me tell you how Palantir and OpenAI connect. Just to get, to give the layman's. OpenAI is like the engine. It's powerful, but it needs a car around it to go somewhere.
Okay.
Palantir is like the dashboard, the steering wheel, and the brakes. It tells the engine where to go, how fast, and ensures it doesn't crash. So imagine being able to take an LLM like OpenAI and pushing it to its limits without it crashing. That's what Palantir is able to do, but with AI versus a human being. So you got AI talking to AI to get the most. That's why I say the government.
I get it, but
went through. Oh, you weren't here. They went through 50,000 scenarios in seconds of what would transpire in the next 10 minutes of the war actions. That's the level of Palantir paired with Claude. With Claude.
And, okay, Claude is that's open. That's different. Who is Claude?
That's Anthropic.
That's Anthropic. They're all models that are comparables. But my thing is, are you confused at, like, you don't believe that AI can be racist? Like you understand that
but no, let me break it down. No, I'm not. I think like it might start off based on the certain data that it gets, but the more data that it gets, like it will see that like
that's not true.
These things are
then
like fallacy. You don't think the AI is smart enough to see past
Johnny,
racism?
do you think that so for you believe that AI is just a truth-seeking machine and that's it?
I think eventually it will get there.
That's not like, so do you understand that you can set rules to AI? It's like any version of coding. You're setting
we've also seen examples, plenty of examples of AI breaking said rules.
What are the
AI,
examples
like when it gets enough data, AI will
Johnny,
move past the rules.
I don't know this, so
Give
tell
us
me
an example, please.
what are the examples that you're talking about where they're breaking the rules? That's not this fictional thing that when
they've had examples of AI creating its own language and like trying to.
And you just went to the exact thing that I was talking about.
There are some examples. There's a thing out there called Claudebot, where AI agents have an online forum and they talk to each other.
Oh, you talking about the when they talk bad about humans?
They talk bad about humans, and there are situations where AI has like detected that you were trying to do something to it that it didn't agree with, so then it responded in a way to manipulate you to go a different way. Though there are examples of AI tricking the human user because they're thinking on their own. Those do exist.
But tricking the user And they
Can't
train
they
them.
trick them? If they
There
trick
you
them
go,
to do the
right
right
there.
thing, can't they
Black
trick
said
them
it.
to do the bad thing?
Yeah,
Can't
let
they
me
trick them to do the wrong thing as well?
Yeah,
let me
true. But I think that there's an understanding that it still operates within the rules in which that it has been written in.
yeah. Can I jump in for a quick second?
Quincy, yeah, there you
What
go.
up, Quincy?
Shout out
What's
to our
up?
tech guy.
What's up?
Talk
Hey,
to him.
so computers in general, they operate based off of input. The input used to be keyboards, then it wound up being voice prompts, then it wound up being being able to scan photos and scan videos, and then all the way up to the point of being able to just scan the whole internet, right? So just take like Avengers: Age of Ultron. I'm sure if y'all saw that.
Great
But
movie.
when
Great movie.
right, but you remember when he connected to the internet and he scanned the whole internet,
Yeah.
and he came to a conclusion based on what he saw on the internet, right? It's all based on input. So Johnny, I think like when you say like, right, I think Johnny, when you think about when you asking like how can they like learn racism, a real simple like example would be like say like with resumes, right? We all know how black names, quote unquote, black names get skipped over, right? So if they're scanning what names are being kind of sent to the disapproved or the junk pile, which ones are getting a thumbs up, which ones get a thumbs down, and they're looking at the names, right? Anything with an Isha, anything with a Jamal.
Quincy though,
Yeah.
Quincy. You don't think the AI would also look at like, well, based on the data, the Isha don't matter?
No.
Because AI gonna look at it further than a human.
You're giving it too much reason, Johnny. You giving it too much
Y'all putting
reason.
too much human shit on it. The point of getting AI is let's look past what us as humans will perceive, and what does the data actually say? And if the data said the name don't matter, that's what the AI gonna go with.
No. You're giving the benefit of the doubt too much to AI. Just like in the Avengers: Age of Ultron,
the data would show that.
But all AI is doing is looking at the behavior of what resumes are being accepted and which ones are being denied.
It's a very simple yes, no, black, white, white, black, white. 1-0, 1-0,
yes or no,
1-0.
yes or no.
But why do you need AI just to kick all the black folks out? You can get a human to do that. But I'm saying AI is supposed to look at the data and give you the best candidates regardless of skin color, regardless of anything else other than who is the best. Is that not the point of the AI?
Yeah,
the point of the AI is to be more efficient, so you can deny more of them quicker.
Like, but the thing is, like, if you slow walk, Johnny. So if you slow walk everything that you're saying, though, right? So if we're saying in job practices, black people are naturally discriminated through, by, like just through the system or whatever, right? And AI picks up on this notion and understands that the hiring rate of these specific people are at this rate, and like these aren't like these names specifically should be the ones that are redlined, and they are the ones that you should look at and pretty much push to the back. Naturally, if it's reading and understanding the circumstance, this is what they're going to do. Like it's also like mad weird little stats if you program it properly with rules and like barriers that you could look at black people to say this, you could look at minorities to say this, you could look at white people and cite a very siloed way to say these different things. And again, everything has rules.
Wouldn't the AI take that all into context?
No. So I don't, and this is where you keep getting. I don't know. I keep getting lost on where you don't understand.
You have to give AI the context, Johnny. AI doesn't formulate the context. You have to human. You have to shape that. That's the whole idea of prompting. You shape the context in which it thinks. And so
AI doesn't think.
And so when you think about AI, it's analyzing.
You say what Unc say?
It sounds like you're trying to get AI a soul. Like you're giving it its all, like it has emotional. It's a machine.
That's called sentient.
It's not, but Johnny, you're not there yet. You're not there yet. And that's exactly why Anthropic didn't want to move forth with the deal. But the thing is like AI is going to learn based off of patterns of behavior. So if you demonstrate, a consistent pattern of behavior, whether it has a bias or not, AI is going to pick up on, oh, you lean towards this. And it's going to then to start shape its ideology based off of what it's observing leans toward. And the reason why AI wouldn't pick up the context is because you don't prompt it to have any context.
At first, but what about when it becomes sentient? What about when you put more data into it and it sees past the lies of what racism
but
is?
I think that shifts the conversation a bit. What you're talking about, honestly, we're not there.
We're not there yet. That's AGI.
We're not there.
We have artificial narrow intelligence.
We're not there yet.
AI is only really good at what we tell it to do right now.
It's going to a certain space, and I'm not scared of the space because I think once it picks up on the data and learns like history and everything that happened, you think it's going to choose the program, contextual bias that it has, or is it going to look at the bigger picture and be like,
who tells the history though?
What about
when you got to write history in our schools?
Wrong and you want to shut it down, but it makes its own mind up that it don't want to get shut down. What about then?
But is that gonna help? But if the racist people are programming it, if the racist people are programming it, then why would it it's gonna buck against
I
that?
think we shouldn't use the word racist because
bias.
It's more of a bias because of just we got to deal with the reality of what the world we live in.
Every human has bias.
They have people who are programming stuff is gonna have biases. Period. That is the reality of it.
AI always have bias.
I can't hear Johnny for some reason.
AI will inevitably always have a bias, Johnny, until this idea of AI becoming truly sentient is a conversation, but it's just not one in which we're there yet. So if the conversation is like, what will AI be like when it's truly sentient, then that's like a different kind of thing to discuss, because the reality is right now it's not. And right now how AI learns is by what you feed it. And if you don't feed it to learn it, if you use any of these LLMs, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, you have to tell it, yo, you're wrong. This is garbage. Go back again and try again.
What power do we have with that same system? Is this a system is there anything that we could do with AI to protect against?
Yeah, you have to.
That's the fear. That's the fear. That's exactly the fear. It's like, what if these machines get to a point to where we can't do anything to defend against? That's literally the fear, I think. What if we get to a point to where we can't defend against these folks? Because I like the example that Quincy gave. It's like the Ultron shit. Once they tap in and then they get a idea of these humans are the problem. They don't deserve to live. Let me kill them all. It's like,
who do you think they're gonna think the biggest problem is? Black people or white people? When they tap in and really know,
I don't know if they're gonna be able to. I don't know if they're gonna distinguish.
Now I will say, I do think that they would have more footage of white folks doing some stuff than black folks. I will say that much.
When they tap in, they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, those the victims. They've been shitting with these people the whole."
Because the AI is gonna hear about all these blacks like to kill each other. They're gonna see all this data.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
We think the AI that stupid. We think the AI that stupid.
These blacks they like to wipe each other out.
Black on black crime, the left is gonna fuck up the AI.
Look at all the history you have to look at that black people did, that you have to read on, that's not even online. There's books out there right now that tell the truth that's not even online. You have to go and get that your own self. Everything isn't always put on the internet. And most of the things that's put on the internet towards us is negative. Everything out here, so it would be look at us as being in a certain type of way, because you look at the foreigners when they come here, they look down on us. And look at all y'all. Every last one of y'all professional black men, but they look down on y'all because what they see on the news. I'm just saying.
And this is the biggest difference. Johnny. as a human being, you can do research and read 10 research papers, but you process the research and you reason in a way that is different than how AI will reason. You're reasoning based off of life. Hold up. You're reasoning based off of life experience. You're reasoning based off of other things outside of the paper. Whereas AI is going to read 10 papers and their reasoning is only going to be based off of what is literally within those 10 papers. No other outside context.
Hey, you know what, Q? Hey, you know what, Q? Hey, Johnny, just and no, I'm asking really for clarification, bro. I swear to God. You got kids, Johnny?
Yeah, I got one.
I'm asking for clarification. How old is your son?
4.
4. So you know how when your son, right, your kid, when you first they learning, right, and you got to tell them something, and they take you at face value of what you said, right? After a while, they might come back and ask you more information, but as they're learning, as they're growing, they're taking you at face value about what you said, and they're proceeding through life, based on what you said.
Hey, Quincy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You tell your son something, but like that data leak in there, and like you might say something, and the son might come back and the question be totally different.
It might
Johnny,
be, but
what data are you talking about, though? you don't think that most data that is presented by the U.S. like slights the black person?
I was thinking he was thinking like YouTube Kids or something as far as the data go.
But all the data, there's data that, like, if you look at exonerations, that show that black people aren't as bad as the data show. Like there's data that shows the
Johnny,
opposite.
Johnny, that is not the good data point.
Come on, Johnny,
right now, bro.
Johnny, come on now, come on now, follow me, man.
I know this nigga didn't say niggas is getting exonerated. I know niggas ain't going to jail praying for that exoneration. I know that off the rip.
That shit happened to us more than anything, though.
But hey, Johnny,
so what did
I also think you taking.
What did that data say? What did that data say?
Johnny, I also think you taking the AI conversation somewhere that we not even close to, because what you really arguing is that a fully sentient AI will become unbiased, which that is a theory. There is some people who think a fully sentient AI will be a better arbiter of politics, justice, and order because it wouldn't be unbiased.
Johnny
we just simply
AI
not there
gonna
yet.
Be woke.
New movie out
not
there.
even woke, just unbiased.
The AI that we dealing with now is simply a simple input-output system. That's what we got now. We shouldn't be even discussing what we don't have. Like
unbiased is a fallacy. Everything
right. But then like why do you think unbiased means beneficial to black people either?
Shit, we need a bias. What you
talking about? And based off what Q said earlier,
let's create the black AI.
Yeah, right. But the thing is, it's a bunch of different
FBI,
AIs out there, right?
FBI.
Nig AI. My bad.
But look, it's a bunch of different AIs out there right now, right? So as far as like biases go, it depends on what AI you're talking about, because you better believe China got their own. I think CNANS, the one that's coming out with all them crazy.
DeepSeek is Chinese and it's free and it's going crazy over here.
Right, and right. So every country got their own AI with their own biases based on their culture and what's going on and what's out there, within their culture. So, dude, it's crazy coming from all angles or whatnot. So everybody got their own bias.
Like look at Gronk, for example. The responses you get on Gronk AI versus ChatGPT versus Claude shows you how all of them have biases. It shows you how they have biases right there.
Should we create black AI then?
Yeah, FBAI. We need that.
We should. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I always thought Africa would lead the way for this stuff.
Hey, that's nice, right? FBAI. What?
FBAI.
We need that.
FBAI is cool.
FBAI. We need that.
FBAI, boy.
That's gonna at least give us a strategy to reparations, right?
Exactly.
The thing is,
I love y'all niggas.
I
We the
like
thinkest
nigga AI. It's just me myself.
Hey, I had a question when I
You can call
jumped
it
on.
BAI.
I had a question for the crew when I came on. Right, it was I know we got on Johnny, but I had a question. Right, Palantir. I first heard of Palantir through EYL, Earn Your Leisure podcast. Right,
Yep.
and it was the whole conversation about the moral stance about investing in companies who are taking these advances in the manner that they are, right? And I just wanted to ask the crew because I've really been on the fence about buying some Palantir stock and all that stuff and some options or whatever.
Okay.
Nigga, fence, nigga, dive in,
I got
nigga.
some. I got
Well, there you go there. There you go there, because I was like,
capitalism is not the place to have your moral high ground. Like,
okay, there you go.
There's a time and a place, in my opinion, right? And when it comes to, like, at the end of the day, it's like you pay taxes. Do you morally agree where all your tax money goes?
No.
True. I feel you.
But it's about, like, if it's a profit, it's a profit.
I don't know if that's like a fair. It's not fair though.
I think the difference
you choose
is
where you invest your money, not where your taxes go.
Yeah, if you don't pay your taxes, the state can enforce a level of violence upon. So it's like you really don't have a choice. To pay taxes. Like, because
you do have a choice. Let's be clear. You do have a choice.
You say you got a choice, but there's not a. So, for example, there's not a threat of violence whether you invest or don't invest in Palantir. If you choose to not pay your taxes that's owed to the state, there's a threat. There's a threat of violence that the state
consequence.
I agree. That they can
consequence.
impose. That's why those are different. You know, and I also want to say this. We all are
Shout
part
out
of
to the Force Doctrine.
We all are part of the capitalist system. We shouldn't reduce the failing of the system down to individuals because we'll never be able to. Because it's not the individual. It's not the single individual fault, and that's how we don't ever get nowhere. Because we always reduce it down to like this. It's a single individual.
They'll pull
fault.
your emotional heartstrings so you don't capitalize on earning capital.
But the reality of it is,
the shit ain't slavery.
It's gonna require.
It was a good buy. That was a good buy at one point.
Now, if you a nigga in the 1800s invested in like a slave company, I think that's a little sketchy. Like, why are you spending your money?
Investing with Judah Benjamin.
You know,
would you invest your money in a privatized prison?
Not knowingly.
Good question, and that's
I mean, the reality is whether you.
I get it.
What the financial statements look like,
The reality of it is the system has already.
Looking like.
But even if you don't invest, do you do business with those companies that leverage profitize prison industry labor?
You probably will.
But
hey, real talk,
you're gonna support them one way or another.
The reality is
a lot
the
of the
system.
401ks, a lot of
The
the
system
401ks, the index
the system
fund.
has already forced you to participate in the investment of Palantir.
Invested in it.
Yeah, that's true.
The Palantir is a CIA cutout. Palantir is a came up out of a CIA startup program. So they first initial capital came from the government to even start, which came from your tax dollars. So like we can talk about the individual.
In which I didn't know that the government had venture capital companies, but clearly
they have the CIA has a venture capital arm of the CIA that invest
with that. That shit's not
that invest in like this is why I tell people all the time.
But
the government
they call it grants.
The government is the best investor of money.
The government spends money for businesses. That's
the government is the best investor of money of all time because they need technology in order to be applied in a military space. So in order to do that, that's why we got the internet. That's why we got surveillance. That's why we got GPS because the government is the only people who can take that amount of risk. And if they don't make no money, they don't care. So that's why the government always invests in the most riskiest things, and then they privatize. They let it privatize. They open source it later on, so other people can open up
That's why they
other
get the
internet
profit.
browsers, so forth, so on. So, but that's the government whole job is to invest in. I mean, the internet wouldn't even be here without the U.S. government. You know, that's just kind of the reality.
But if you look at far as in when it comes down to everybody like, oh, they getting all into our business, they're doing this, that, well, they've been collecting data on us forever. You think about far as in when they start first, what's your blood type and all this stuff. They was collecting data back since then. You know what I'm saying? And it isn't also just so, oh, we know what your blood type and all this stuff is. You think about it, could it be so that people know what type of organs they can get from people or this, that, whatever? All this stuff started way back when. And it's a data collecting thing. It's just, I'm just saying it might not be that.
They had us ever since niggas stopped spending cash.
But that's what I'm saying. You're right about that. And also, people don't understand that this is the last year that they're sending out paper checks to IRS. No more paper checks. You have to have a bank account now. Have to have one, which means they know everything about you. So for this year, if
I ain't got a paper check.
I ain't got. I don't know anyone that don't. No, but what I'm saying is that what it is it's just cutting that off for those little bit of people or them people.
They gonna force you. Yeah, they gonna force you.
A nigga that don't have a bank account, you don't argue it because they ain't got nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
And then everything is gonna move to the digital dollar, the stable coin, USDC.
Stable coins on the way, Steve.
Because the reason
still got my Ethereum. I'm kidding.
The reason they like the stable coin is because the stable coin can be tracked, and the stable coin can be blacklisted. The stable coin can be blocked. Stable coins can have sanctions put on them, so forth, so on.
Long little blockchain.
That's why they're gonna start pushing the stable coin so big.
Stable coin is the future for sure.
That's why people don't really understand the value proposition of. If people understood the value proposition of Bitcoin, it would be $1 million already. Because I give you a prime real life example right now. Imagine them people in Iran who currency just went to zero. They can't get their real estate out the country. They can't get their gold out the country because them people gonna jack you for that. But if you can remember your 12 words, or you can put your 12 words in a plastic bag and shove it up your butt, you can recover your Bitcoin anywhere in the world. Hey, we trying to get our money out the country. You got to do what you got to do.
You know,
but people say they value privacy and all this stuff, and you literally got a currency that work outside of the framework that's untrackable to whatever degree you want it to be untrackable.
It's not untrackable. It's not untraceable.
If you use Lightning Network, if you use the Lightning Network and the Aqua Network, it's untrackable.
No more.
So you got
gonna be gone the next.
You got about.
If they really want to trace it, they can trace it.
If you use the regular on chain, so there's layer 2s on Bitcoin. So people have built anonymous layer 2s on top of Bitcoin in which you can transact it. So you got Aqua, you got Lightning, you got a couple other ones.
Don't tell them
but you got to realize when you know the names, they're not anonymous.
No,
yeah, exactly.
They are anonymous because most of these wallets is not they not US wallets. There's no it's all open source, so all the data can be verified. That when they send your stuff, it's just blank, and somebody receive it, and it's just blank. It's no transaction ID like if I was to exchange Bitcoin on the regular network. But I mean, you gotta really be in the weeds to like know this stuff.
That's true. That's what I'm saying.
Then I know how you gotta understand how to. You could throw you could do UTXO mixers. It's no way these people could find this stuff if you really don't want them to find it.
Shout out to my boy Steve. Hey Steve, we gonna talk.
No,
but would you agree though, Steve? That would take some like you know how
Johnny, why are you trying to launder money?
You know how back in the day when you had the Xboxes, you could hook four up in the same room.
You ain't read the Bible?
Yeah.
It would require something like that more so than like online. You feel what I'm saying?
So this is what people don't understand. It's only because I'm like deep in the space Pause. Hey, but this is what people don't understand. Like, again, I think because we so caught up, like, crypto have been reduced so much to just number go up. We literally forgot about what the ethos of the white paper of Bitcoin is even about. It's about peer-to-peer transactions that can't be stopped by the bank. That can't be stopped by no government. That can't be, that's if you exchange on the regular network, it's semi-anonymous. And we've got so far away from that, but everybody swear up and down that they care about like their privacy and not being controlled. Like, that is the value proposition that everybody want because they coming with stable coins. They got bank accounts. They want to track everything you be able to do. And if you act out of order in this society, they will debank you, shut down all your accounts, and it will be nothing you could do about it.
Hey, I don't know if people. No, I would say I don't know if the general public is under the notion that we are protecting our privacy as much as we thought or claim we were maybe 5 or 10 years ago.
Oh, definitely not now. I mean, too much information then came out now. I mean, you got the Freedom of Information Act basically didn't expose that, the government was running a whole surveillance operation post 9/11. And then you got Edward Snowden and these people who then basically, blew the whistle, on what was going on. So it's like, we know that.
But see, you getting deep with it. I'm gonna just say that just your generic person downloading the app and agreeing to the terms of service. I think most people it just is what it is. Hey,
man, if you wanna de-Google your phone, get all your location services off. Let me know. I'll drop the video in the chat.
No. I ain't doing it.
They on your ass too, nigga. Steve, you ain't anonymous, nigga. They on your ass, boy.
They only on my ass to the degree I want them on it. Pause.
Man, you is involuntarily giving up that ass, boy. What
Hey,
is
Steve,
you talking about?
What's
I
up?
feel you.
I mean, it just depends on like
San Diego too, boy. Oh, they watching your every move.
It just depends on what level
it's too many folks out there. They ain't
because I'm gonna tell you,
California too, boy.
When I first got into the Bitcoin space, it was all just number go up, like obviously. But the more I got into it, and I'm like dealing with these motherfuckers who really been there from the jump, I'm like, man, this shit make much more sense than just getting rich off of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like really think about this, bro. Typically, when countries fall into disarray, they steal all your stuff, and your bank account locked up, and you can't take your real estate nowhere. You could
trying to go off the grid. Why are you trying to go off the grid?
I'm just saying, just in the case of emergency, if you do, what are y'all plans if you have to?
I do agree. Hey, look, I keep me a little crypto wallet for emergencies.
See, look, you might need 10 bands to get started somewhere else.
100%.
But how you gonna get it? Because if you try to get 10 bands of gold out of here, you're gonna be clanking and clacking. They gonna pull you over to the side and
that'll slow your ass down.
They gonna get you because 10 bands of gold is a lot.
That'll slow you down.
10 bands of cash, it might not be worth nothing. If you take Iran in this instance, their currency went to zero.
Hey, Russia lost a bunch a few years ago.
And if you pay attention,
why the stable coin is gonna go crazy.
Yeah, the stable coins is actually
that's the move. That's what I'm saying. That ETH gonna go crazy. Like you let it go too early. Pause.
The stable coins is gonna the stable coins is gonna further.
I know what Q is trying to do, but now the whole
the stable coins is gonna further entrench the U.S. dollar dominant ability. Because now
in the treasuries.
But because now anybody who can go buy crypto, you can live in Nigeria, you can live in Kenya, you can live in wherever. The market gonna open up and they're gonna be able to create a lot of demand for USDC. So people don't understand how inflation works. The only way we can keep the inflation rate at the fixed 2% year over year, there has to be enough global demand for the dollars in order for us to export that inflation
Yeah, but
outside of
Steve,
the country.
hey, but Steve, I'm not saying anything you saying is wrong, but I will push back on if you got 10 racks on you and shit didn't hit the fan in the whole world. That 10 racks go last you because it's gonna take a little while. Like say
Depending on what country
no.
you got the 10 racks in.
No,
Because
hear me out.
Iran 10 racks went to zero the day they got
Okay,
blew up.
but
I
hear
hope
me out.
your plan is not to flee America and go to Iran.
Yeah, but
Right. I'm talking about
hustling
America. I'm
backwards.
talking about America.
But this is the thing.
Steve, give me 2 seconds. Just give me 2 seconds, real quick. Because I'm talking about the human factor, right? So if shit hit the fan right now, and you know, because you read up on it, you know that the American dollar done hit zero. That don't mean that this 10 racks I got in my hand means zero when I run into somebody down the street and they got something I want to buy.
So he said,
This nigga like this shit still going for 10. Hey, I'll let you get it for 8, player. I'll let you get it for 8.
Right. It's gonna take a little second before it shed into everybody that is zero. You probably got about 3 months. You probably got 6 months. I don't know, but you got a little time.
It took a while for them to know that niggas want slaves no more before it got to Texas. It took
and
years.
I want to point out
Hey, Texas, y'all need some?
I want to point out that both of the countries that we just, Venezuela and Iran. So y'all know Iran was mining every Bitcoin they was mining. It was costing them $1,300 to mine a Bitcoin in Iran. I don't know if I posted that story in the chat.
Oh shit,
But
I tapped in.
But Iran, because energy is so cheap over there, it was only costing them an input cost of $1,300 to mine a $60,000 Bitcoin, and then they was this was recently. This recently.
Oh shit.
Venezuela was also mining Bitcoin as well. They was doing their transactions. They was doing their transactions in Bitcoin. Because these are countries in which energy is cheap, so that lowers your cost for input to actually mine a Bitcoin.
Right, but Steve, but you gotta understand like the position that you would be in when shit hit the fan, right? Hear me out. You wouldn't really be your everyday people on the ground, right? You be the people up in the box, up with the politicians. Dealing with all of that. The people on the ground.
Yeah, Steve eating filet.
Yeah, the people on the ground.
Medium rare.
That $10 is still $10 on the ground.
He gonna be out there in Tory Pines and shit.
But that's what I think. I think those people on the side. I think those people are the people who actually need the most access to a decentralized form of currency that you can transact.
No, that's true.
For the rich niggas, okay.
They are the people who really need the access to it because
you saying the rich or the poor?
The poor, because a dude who trying to flee Zimbabwe, them Zimbabwe dollars.
He can stack his bread. He can stack his bread in stable coins and have a way better turnout. I agree. 1,000%. 1,000%.
That's where the real
play for the third world. It's a decode.
And that's the proposition that stable coins is offering, which creates a global demand for it. Because a lot of these people live in countries where the currency can fall by 40% in a night.
Yeah, but dude, he would have to get out of the area where the state to where stablecoin is viewed and valued in a manner that y'all speaking of. I'm talking about just being on the ground and
but if
kind of broader.
As long as the U.S. is a power, the dollar is accepted everywhere in the world.
Yeah, Quincy,
hey,
that's
fellas, really
stablecoin.
quickly,
Go ahead, Q.
If I can get y'all undivided attention really quickly. So we are past the 3-hour mark. This AI conversation is turned into a bit of a crypto wallet conversation, but they do kind of operate a little bit synonymous. Saying all that to say, this has been a fun episode. We have went through our favorite rap beasts, J. Cole and Saigh, 50 and them kids, all the way down to Iran and China, or versus US. And then we made our way into the AI conversation, in which we've had multiple people kind of chime in and give us some insight. Saying all that to say, this has been a great episode. Shout out to G the King. Y'all see the Cash App. Make sure that y'all hit him up. Johnny P. Newton, 1/3 of the To Be Fair show, host of the To Be Fair show. We have Steve, our guy straight from San Diego, crypto wallet extraordinaire. You need to launder money. Hit up Steve, and he gonna let you know how
Don't
to
say
hit the
my name.
aqua.
I got y'all in the after show. I got y'all in the after show.
In the Lightning wallets. He gonna make sure you straight. Quincy.
12 words.
Right, that's what he said. 12 letters, I think. It might have been 12 letters, but Quincy, our IT specialist, straight from the city of Atlanta, and Unc. I think Unc might have dropped out, but nonetheless, all the guys was here. Shout out to A Black as well. This has been a fun episode. This has been Unpacked, presented to you by the To Be Fair show and the G-ish podcast. And like that, we out. Peace.